You can have your say on this one by calling 08000 66 5959. But let's take you to the Spencer Stadium, also known as the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium, for sponsorship purposes. Full match commentary on all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies of Scunthorpe United's visit to Banbury United in the National League North. Your commentary team, Scunthorpe United Director of Football Lee Turnbull joins Carson Wishart.
Thank you very much indeed, Ollie. Yes, a very warm welcome to this part of the world. We're about 30 odd miles north of the capital, and good atmosphere here as the aforementioned Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium, as I've been told to call it. Really pleased to be alongside Lee Turnbull. Lee, it's a cracking atmosphere building up as well. Good old-fashioned ground here. We're in the main stand, but there's been lots of talk about the pitch here because this was flooded a week ago. A third of it was underwater because the River Cherwell had burst its banks, and it looks in immaculate condition this evening.
Yeah, the ground staff have done an amazing job. We all saw the pictures, I think, at the weekend when half the ground was flooded when the River Cherwell burst its banks, but it's in exceptional condition given the heavy rain that we've had.
It certainly is, so no excuses in terms of playing some attractive football this evening as the two teams emerge from not quite a tunnel but just out of the changing rooms away to our left as we look at it. And I can tell you straight away, Scunthorpe United this evening in their away shirts of white and black, a little bit of gold around the midriff as well, and the almost like Dutch-like Banbury United. They're in bright orange and yellow this evening, rather, so bright orange shirts, a little bit of yellow trim, orange shorts and orange socks. So the floodlights are on. They're almost like leisure centre style floodlights, if you like. They're not the good old-fashioned ones in the corner. They have got the two shining bulbs coming down, but they're all dotted around the ground. So we've got a good view of it here. We're just right of the centre circle, the halfway line, and really good to have your commentary here. So it's Banbury United v Scunthorpe United, National League North, live commentary on BBC Radio Humberside, BBC Sound as well. We're on Freeview 721 and DAB as well. So in the company of Lee Turnbull, let's address the elephant in the room. So you know, good wins at home, those 6-0, 6-1 wins, but not so good on the road. Good evening to put that monkey, get that monkey off their backs.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, all away games are difficult at any level, and we started the month of August with a couple of away wins away at Tamworth and Rushall. So we've struggled against the intensity sometimes away from home, but tonight against a side that have scored the least amount of goals, Carson, in the division, and we're a free scoring side. So I'm hoping that if we can get the first goal tonight here at Banbury, then we can take the 3 points. But every game away from home is really difficult. You know, Ross Fitzsimmons in his interview there pointed out that, in inverted commas, it's every team's cup final. Yeah, there's probably slightly more on it away from home, and with Scunthorpe coming to town with big away support, and again tremendous support from the over 200 Scunthorpe fans to our right tonight, they're going to make it difficult. Teams sit in sometimes, teams narrow the pitch off, but yeah, we've got to overcome all of those issues and find a way. Undoubtedly we've got to find a way, and hopefully that'll be tonight.
So the two teams just lining up around the semicircle. We're going to have a minute of applause here. A minute's applause for a Banbury United fan who has sadly passed away. Mark Aston, rather. There you go. So, minutes applause now for Mark Aston, who is a long-term Banbury United supporter who's sadly passed away. Our condolences to his friends and family. So we are ready to get underway. Just to remind you, no changes to the starting 11, the team that drew 1-1 at Boston United a week ago. Just the one change comes on the bench. Cal Roberts is back in the squad. Danny Elliott is out, the striker. So Cal Roberts, the man signed from Aberdeen, the winger. We'll get a chance to see him hopefully at some point this evening. Just the one change as well from Banbury United, the team that beat Southport 1-0. Dion Kelly-Evans comes in at right back. So we've got a minute's silence and a minute's applause. I'm ready to get underway now. Good to have your company this evening, and it will be Scunthorpe United away to our left here as we are in the John Nichols, the main stand here. They'll be playing from left to right as we look in from the west side of the ground. I can tell you as well, brilliant this, isn't it, Lee? 220 Scunthorpe fans have made the long journey down south here. They're all away to our right, and they are under Anne's T-bar at the moment. Also some seating area and some standing area. Well, what a great away support for Scunny.
Oh, it's an exceptional effort on a Tuesday evening, you know, 3.5 hours from Scunthorpe, the journey, difficult weather conditions, traffic conditions, work commitments and finance. So yeah, fantastic effort from those hardy souls. Yep. But let's reward them with 3 points, Carson, eh?
Absolutely. Well, we hope so. Awful traffic on the M40 as well they've had to endure, but they're here and they're hoping to see their team get an away win. Haven't won away since August. Rushall Athletic was the last team that they beat on their travels, and the first whistle has blown, and we're underway here. Referee this evening is Liam Corbett, all in traditional black, and Scunthorpe have the ball on that far left-hand side and trying to make some inroads straight away. I'll go through the team for you in a second or two, the Scunthorpe team. Just we'll get Lee's thoughts on the formation and how they're going to set up this evening. But it's Banbury right on that right-hand side, got a throw in, and they kick it up to the halfway line. Then Scunthorpe then play it wide, and straight away Regan Ogle is chasing this one, and he's like a hare there, scurrying forward, cross into the box. Oh, and it's a good little turn here as well by Connor Smith, who's on the far side of the box, plays it back, and then the cross comes into the middle, but it's headed away by Banbury. Only as far, though, as Michael Clennon, and here is Butterfield now, wearing the number 19 shirt, just playing in front of the front man, Danny Whitehall. Here are Scunny again, just keeping some early possession just inside the Banbury half, and then they, as I said, that they lose possession, and Banbury now are coming forward. They're into the final third, dead centre. A little cross to the left-hand side of the box. A low shot comes in. That was Yusuf, who drove low and hard, and Fitzsimmons down to his right. Yeah, after dominating the opening exchanges there in the early couple of minutes of this game, it was Banbury on the counter-attack there, which Adi Yusuf got a left-footed shot off. Comfortably saved by Ross Fitzsimons. But yeah, we're playing orthodox 4-3-3, they're playing 4-2. Well, here comes Scunthorpe as well in the final third here. It's Butterfield who may be lining up a shot here. Oh, and he ties left-footed. It cannons off the Banbury defenders and just rolls back to their goalkeeper, Jack Hardin, all in blue, bright blue with white gloves and white boots, and he calmly just brings the ball out. So it's been all Scunthorpe so far in the opening minutes of this game. National League North, of course, Scunthorpe starting the evening in third spot. They could move up to second with a win. Tamworth are not in action, by the way, the league leaders. They were away at Chester. We believe they're involved in local cup action in the Midlands. As the ball is pumped forward, a little bit of pushing and shoving, and we have the first free kick of the game, and it goes to Banbury United. Yeah, Andrew Boyce there just wrapping his arms around the Banbury strikers. So a free kick around about 35 yards out. I'm going to suggest that it's not going to be a shot on target, and Banbury will probably load the box. Yep. And
quite a big side as well, Carson, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Some physically imposing players. This is where your defensive unit's got to stand firm. Make sure you grab your man, don't allow runners off you.
Be Diath who's going to take this one. The Banbury captain. As you say, 35 yards out, left side of the box, right-footed, it goes into the back of the box. There's a header in there, but it's past the post. It was dangerous for a while. Simmons had to come across, but he headed it wide of the net. And that was Banbury's best chance of the game so far. Yeah,
excellent delivery there from Lawrence Diath, the former Reading player. Right foot, whipped in, and it was Toppy Odebay at the back stick there. Probably should have done better, you know. It's a great ball whipped in, and yeah, fortunately for us, it went wide of Ross Fitzsimmons' left-hand post. But yeah, good delivery and good contact there. Good first contact from Banbury.
Here's Fitzsimmons. He kicks it low and orthodox, but it's good because it goes to Ogle, who's on the left-hand side of the pitch here. Then they're 15 metres inside the Scunthorpe half, and then Butterfield tries to thread a ball through to the likes of Danny Whitehall, but he had too much on it, and it goes all the way back to the Banbury United goalkeeper.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there because our wingers play inverted. Jason Law on this right-hand side, being left-footed, plays inverted inside the pitch. Connor Smith on the left-hand side, being right-footed, again, plays narrow on the pitch. And Jacob Butterfield was just trying to thread that ball through to Connor Smith. And Connor Smith's been in great goal-scoring form lately.
There's Whitehall, heads it back. And there's a call for offside, but referee says play on. Here are Banbury then, the Puritans as they're known. They've got the ball just 50 metres inside their own half on the far side, trying to play it forward, but then Scunthorpe pick them off, and now they're on the counter-attack here. They are bearing down on goal. Oh, Connor Smith is in there. No, he's gone over. They're appealing for a penalty.
Well, there's definitely a tug.
Yeah. The referee is saying nothing doing.
Excellent from Connor Smith there, broke the lines from the halfway line, forcing his way towards the edge of the area, slipped a great ball into Kean Scales, who makes them dynamic runs, got the other side of the Banbury player, and looked at a tug for me. He's pulled his arm back, certainly off, got Kean off balance there, and on another day, you know, them sometimes are given, but Kean's just getting in the referee's ear and telling him that he definitely had a tug. Definitely had a tug.
Certainly all the ingenuity coming Scunthorpe's way at the moment, playing some clever football, as Hardin in the Banbury goal with the goal kick. It's deep into the Scunthorpe half, and then Ogle plays it down this right-hand side. And it's out for a throw-in, Banbury throw. Rather, it's gone the other way.
No, offside, he's give offside there. Yeah, offside.
Yep, offsides, yeah. Apologies.
Yeah, front three for Banbury, a handful, you know. You look at the physicality at the top end of the pitch there with Obadei, Adi Youssef and Ken Charles. Some experience in that front line as well, real experience. They're going to be a real test for our back line this evening. Will Evans and Andrew Boyce going to have to stand firm.
So it's Boyce who plays it long into the Banbury half, into the final third, just outside the box. Whitehall picks it up, he lays it off nicely to Smith, who's running into the box, and then he plays it backwards to Denton on the left, then play to the edge of the box, back to Smith. He checks and goes one way, then goes the other. Connor Smith, the Hearts man, but Banbury do well, and they intercept the pass and they get it away. But then back it comes. Scunthorpe intercept the clearance, and now they have it with Butterfield, who has a shot from 25 yards, and it's in. 1-0 to Scunthorpe. And it comes from Jacob Butterfield, and what an incredibly superb strike, 25 yards out, goes into the top corner. Jack Hardin had no chance in the Banbury goal, and that is just the start they wanted with less than 7 minutes on the clock. It's Banbury 0, Scunthorpe 1.
Jacob Butterfield does what Jacob Butterfield does, doesn't he? He's a magic man in those areas. 25 yards out on his right foot, bang, top corner, pick that one out. Will Evans' tenacity was fantastic in that build-up, Carson, as well. Found himself in the opposition third, rode two challenges, managed to get the ball off to Jacob Butterfield. As soon as he gets it out of his feet, as soon as he's lined up for it, you know he's going to work the keeper. Smashes it past the keeper's right-hand side, 1-0 to the Iron. Fantastic.
Just what they deserve as well, Scunny, because they've shown more ingenuity, more attacking prowess. Opening exchanges as well.
Left foot, right foot, Jacob Butterfield. If only he could edit, we'd be all right, wouldn't we? We'd be all right. What a fantastic player. Great kid as well. Great professional as well, Jacob Butterfield.
Here comes Ogle again. This could be two here. He floats the ball to the corner of the box on the left-hand side, aiming for Danny Whitehall with his 6'3" frame. But Banbury get this one away, but they just can't clear their lines here. Banbury United, Scunthorpe are hassling them and hurrying them.
Yeah, we've done really well with the high press, haven't we? Both the wide players, Law and Connor Smith over the far side, you know, real pressing high, and that's going back to the goal there. Will Evans, left-sided centre-back, ends up in the final third of Banbury on the front foot, robust. Gets the ball off to Jacob Butterfield, and as I've said, what a strike from Jacob Butterfield, 25 yards out. We've seen him do it before. He's got such ability from that range.
Such poise, isn't he? And got an eye for goal as Jacob Butterfield. Here comes Scunthorpe again in those white shorts, black shorts, black socks. This time they can't get the ball into Danny Whitehall. It's out for a Banbury throw on that far side there, where lots of Banbury supporters just leaning over the white rail, looking on. And it's about halfway inside the Banbury half. They take the throw and they go backwards. Chased by Scunthorpe, but they do get the ball away this time. And there's a head-on into the middle of the park, inside the Scunthorpe half now, middle of the Scunthorpe half. And it's picked off by Will Evans, who just launches it into the Banbury half. Whitehall goes chasing the ball, but the full-back does well for Banbury and gets the ball back to the keeper, Jack Davis, one of the centre backs alongside Ty Fleming. As we get another break in play, I will go through the Scunthorpe side for you as Banbury get it away. They switch it from right to left. Ogle gets his head to it. It goes out for a throw in there. I think he may have got a little bit of a knock as well for his troubles there.
Yeah, landed heavily on his left shoulder there, Regan. Right-sided centre-back tried to switch play to the left full-back there. Regan's gone to compete with him, and unfortunately he's landed heavily on his left shoulder. So Dorian Mars, the physio's coming on now to have a look at that and assess that injury. But yeah, been really pleased with the start that we've made in the game, Carson. High pressing, as I've said, the wide players who play inverted along with Danny Whitehall, making sure that they're not giving the centre-backs and the full-backs and the defensive unit of Banbury any time on the ball at all, forcing them to go long. And the goal was just magnificent. Absolute magnificent strike from Jacob Butterfield.
You almost want to see a replay of that, don't you? We don't have replays, unfortunately, but that is one. If this was on Match of the Day, that's the one you would say, look out for that tonight on the highlights programme. It was, and he's done them before, hasn't he, this season?
Absolutely. You know, he only scores worldies, doesn't he, Jacob? Yeah, he's got dynamite in both boots. You know, left foot, right foot, and exceptional player. Exceptional player. We're very lucky to have him here at Scunthorpe United. But good crowd in, Carson.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, 220 Scunny fans, as we said, away to our right.
All four sides are relatively well populated, aren't they?
They are, and it's a chilly evening, so plenty of hats and scarves. Can tell you that Regan Ogle is back on his feet. I think he might be, actually, he might go off for treatment here. I think he may even be replaced. Yeah,
he looks uncomfortable, does Regan. Just hoping that shoulder hasn't popped out. Sure, Dorian will take him off and assess him, the physio there.
So he is holding his shoulder. We do have Michael Kelly on the bench who can slot into that right back position. Yeah, he's just going to take him off and assess him and have a look. Yeah, it looks as though it could be Maxi Coogan actually that's getting stripped and ready to come on. Well, it's a long way away. We'll wait and see. He's had to go on the other side of the pitch, so it's been a long walk for Regan Ogle.
It's a good distance away.
But we'll wait and see what happens there. As we Banbury restart the game deep in their own half. They play it to the right-hand side, and they get it back into their centre-back position. It's Jake Davis, a tall, slender centre-back, left-footed, goes from left to right into the final third and finds a teammate, but Scunthorpe are onto it quickly, trying to close him down. But Banbury keep possession here, and they pass it back to the halfway line. In the centre now, here comes Banbury. They switch from the middle onto the left-hand flank, still got possession, and then they play it back to Fleming, who's the centre-back, who's up on the halfway line. Back into Fleming. And Banbury just looking to keep a little bit of possession here. Into Jack Davis. Remember, Scunthorpe 1-0 up. Jacob Butterfield, the goal scorer after 7 minutes. Here are Scunthorpe, though, having to deal with that one at the back, and they get it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, we're going to make a change. Ross Barrow's natural replacement for Regan Ogle. Regan unfortunately landed heavily on that left shoulder. Well, yeah, it looks as though he's in some discomfort there, is Regan, unfortunately. Obviously one of our better players this season. He'll be devastated, Regan. He loves playing football. He loves playing football for this football club, but
just looked like he landed awkwardly.
Yeah,
didn't he?
it was,
he made the challenge, and it was nothing sinister. He just landed awkwardly on his shoulder. The Australian.
It was a good challenge, and like you say, you know, it was just one of those moments, unfortunately, when you land heavily, and he's had to go off, unfortunately. But Ross Barrows is more than capable of filling in at that right back slot. Another player who's got a really excellent attitude, trains well every day, gives his all for the football club.
We'll get an update with Jimmy Dean at the end of the game on that injury, but as Lee rightly says, Ross Barrows now on for Scunthorpe. As Banbury have it on the right-hand side, level the penalty area, cross comes into the 6-yard box, it's headed down and then almost tucks into the corner there, low, and Scunthorpe just managed to get the ball away. They're still in trouble here, though. It's Oberday wearing the number 11 shirt who fires the ball back into the 6-yard box, but then someone, I think it was Will Evans, just put his boot through it and got it into the Banbury half now, but they're coming forward again. Player onto the left-hand side, now in Scunthorpe territory. It's back into Jack Davis, the centre-back, and then he plays it from left to right, just left-footed into the final third, in front of the D now, where they deal with it well, Scunthorpe. Boyce with the big clearance into the Banbury half, and then there's a shove on Danny Whitehall, so Scunthorpe will have the free kick here, and I can tell you it's in the central position, just in front of the D. I don't know if this is quite Butterfield territory, is it maybe a little bit too far out? It's about 40 metres.
It's not even Johnny Wilkinson territory, this one. It's yeah, it's a good distance from the goal. But just going back to Banbury there, that's 3 headers in the box that Banbury have made first contact on in the opening 15 minutes. So Jimmy will be a little bit concerned with that. Yeah. You know, that's 3-headed opportunities from crosses or from a free kick earlier that Banbury have got the first contact on. So we just need to be mindful of that. For all the possession we've got to keep the back door shut.
So this free kick then, as I say, just in front of the D. It's lofted in by Butterfield to the edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, it's a header as well by Andrew Boyce. That just goes 2 yards wide of the right upright. And he nearly managed to get that one on target, but didn't trouble Jack Hardin at all in the Banbury goal in the end. And he's ready to take this goal kick now, just right of his 6-yard box, as we look at it here from the John Nicholson stand in the west stand. The floodlights beaming down on this immaculate pitch here at the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. Could kick its 15 metres or so inside the Banbury half. Then it's swung onto the right-hand side, level with the penalty area in the Scunthorpe half, but the ball goes out, just can't quite keep that one in. Oberday, and it'll be a Scunthorpe throw.
And the positive from that was from the goalkeeper's goal kick, smashing it up to the front three, who were really a real physical presence up there, that we managed to get the first contact on the ball. So that's a good positive sign.
And Scunthorpe give that one away. They pass into the middle of the pitch in their own half, and it's quickly picked up by Banbury, who have got men forward here. 2 in the box, 1 wide, and it's into the middle. And now they do get the ball wide. It's Lewis Hall, the full-back, who's in advanced position here, just playing some little triangles. Back into Diath, the central midfielder, who's got time to look up and play it into Oberday, who chests it down and then plays it back, and then Banbury trying to get it to the edge of the D. They still have it. Scunthorpe just struggling a little bit to get the ball away. They do now, but then there was a foul. There's a foot left on the Scunthorpe player, but they're playing the advantage here because suddenly Scunthorpe are at the other end, they're in the box, and this is lovely little magic work. He goes past one, he goes past two, it's Connor Smith, can't get the shot away, and Banbury get the ball up to the edge of the D. Now the referee blows his whistle because there's been a shove here on the Scunthorpe player.
Well, that was excellent work from the referee initially. It was a foul on Kean Scales deep in our own half, and then we managed to counter-attack, and we ended up 2v2. It's Connor Smith and Danny Whitehall against the two centre-backs of Banbury. Connor Smith, as he does, he jinks from left foot to right foot, trying to get a shot off. We've seen it so often in recent games that he normally gets that right-footed shot off, but good defending from Banbury. Then on the second phase, thankfully, a free kick against Ross Barrows, which gives us an opportunity to load the box, and Jacob Butterfield's quality to land one, hopefully, into that area where Andrew Boyce and Will Evans and Danny Whitehall are.
Yep, we've got Jason Law on this right-hand side with the cropped short brown hair of his. He seems to be looking for it, but it's Butterfield who has it. He's 15 metres inside his own half, just left of the circle, plays into Connor Smith, and Connor Smith doesn't find Law on the right-hand side now, edge of the penalty area, left-footed, whips it in, back of the 6-yard box, headed away by Banbury, and they're going to get this ball away now, and they do onto the right-hand side. Oh, but it's cut out beautifully by Andrew Boyce, who remained up there, the central defender. He has it now and trying to work his way on the left-hand side, but he's really near the touchline, and it goes out for a throw. We don't normally see a centre-back in that kind of position, trying to work his magic.
Twinkle Toes Boyce, we're going to call him, aren't we? Yeah, you know, he's a big dominant centre-half, but he was caught out there in the left-wing position. There was hardly going to be a step over and a drag back, was there?
Ball is played through, but that will go all the way through to Fitzsimmons in the Scunny goal, and he throws it out straight away onto this left-hand side now, and Scunthorpe, here they come again. They've had plenty of possession. Banbury did have that free kick that in the end Obadiah headed into past the side netting, but that goal from Jacob Butterfield after 7 minutes separating the sides at the moment. Banbury 0, Scunthorpe United 1. Remember, they can go second this evening if they can take all 3 points. And at the moment they look good for it. Here they are again, edge of the Banbury box here, left-hand side. Oh, the cross comes in, and Harding, well, it was a cross-come shot in the end, and Harding got one hand to it, just poured it away, and it's out for a corner, and that was oh so close for a second goal for the Iron.
Yeah, Connor Smith, as we said, off that left flank, he likes to chop onto his right foot. Looked as though he was going to curl it in the far corner from 15 yards on the angle. Big strong hand from the Banbury keeper. Corner kick to the Iron. We've had the possession, haven't we, Carson? We've had more possession than Banbury. It's just those 3 opportunities that Banbury had, offset plays and crosses into the box, that would be just a slight worry for us. But 1-0 up in the game, dominating possession. Good signs for us, good signs.
Butterfield ready to take this corner. He's got 220 Scunthorpe fans behind him. He's going to take it right in this right-hand side here. Here it comes. Oh, middle of the 6-yard box. Oh, there's a shot on goal. And Harding does well. I think a Banbury player just threw his body in front of it in the end. And in the end, it comes all the way back to Fitzsimmons, who's out of his goal and plays it quickly onto the left here and gets the ball back. So yeah, good opportunities here for Scunthorpe. They seem to have all the trickery, all the imagination in the final third. Well,
it was a great right-footed corner kick delivery from Jacob Butterfield. Andrew Boyce is challenging with the Banbury centre-half, and it drops for Danny Whitehall on the 6-yard box. He smashed it as hard as he could, but the keeper's made a fantastic save. Absolutely fantastic save.
Here's Barrows, who's come on as a substitute. So he cuts it inside, edge of the box, and then inside. Oh, and it's Law, back to Barrows, and he just can't get the shot away. It is scrambled away by their Mayer, I think it was. Yes, it was Simone Mayer who got it away, but Scunthorpe still have it. Edge of the box here. It is all Iron at the moment in the first 15 minutes or so of this National League North encounter. Banbury 0, Scunthorpe 1, and Scunny come again. They have it. Little ball dinked over the top. Connor Smith chases it. Oh, he nearly gets it past the keeper, but Harding does brilliantly to come off his line and uses his feet to get it away. But they come again here, Scunthorpe, but no. This time Referee says there was a foul in there, and it'll be a free kick to Banbury just outside their penalty area.
You know, we've had 3 great opportunities there, and fair play to the keeper and the Banbury defenders. They defended really resolutely, but 2 opportunities for Connor Smith and an opportunity for Danny Whitehall to get that second goal and get our noses right in front in this game. But fantastic build-up play. Connor Smith, Jason Law on the flanks, exceptional at the moment. Jacob Butterfield pulling all the strings as he normally does.
Yeah, Law looking really lively as well, chasing everything down, and he's chasing this one now from Banbury, level of their penalty area, tucking into the left-hand side here towards the west stand, but then it's Scunthorpe just mop it up really, and now they get the ball here inside the Scunthorpe half, right on the far side, playing it back to Denton. Little chip then into Connor Smith, who's almost hugging the left-hand touchline on that far side here, back to the middle of the park, and here's Law with the number 26 shirt, always looking for the ball here is Jason Law, combining well with Butterfield. Back it goes. They're going to just keep a little bit of possession here with Clunan.
Yeah, good measured control possession there. Mikey Clunan sitting in that pivot role, allowing Kean Scales and Butterfield to be the number 8s in behind Danny Whitehall and be busy, adventurous with the play, particularly Jacob Butterfield. Great running ability from Kean Scales in them areas. I must say Connor Smith and Jason Law playing really well. As I've said, those inverted wide positions create all sorts of problems for the Banbury midfield, picking up balls in pockets in the final third and driving forward, getting opportunities on target. We must have had at least 4 attempts on target apart from the goal, Carson. So yes, yeah, really positive display from the Iron at the moment.
It certainly is, and Clunan dominating things in that middle of the park as well.
Good player, Mikey Clunan, you know, really good player, good leader.
Well, first time I've had the privilege to see him play, and already picking him out as someone to watch here. Here's another player to watch. Butterfield has been so impressive for Scunthorpe this season. Here he is again. He just got all the time in the world and was playing in that quarterback position, and ball almost sticks to his feet like glue here. Now they're going to switch the play. There's Law into Clunan. Clunan finds Barrows now on the right-hand side, inside the deep inside the Banbury half. Back into the middle it goes, and it's Jason Law again who's free and calling for the ball, and he's in pockets of space and trying to cause havoc for the Banbury defence. And this is all Scunthorpe now as they pass the ball back into their own half, and then they launch it straight away to Barrows, who's playing as it's like really further forward, isn't he? The right wing back almost is Ross Barrows. Yeah, with the shape that we play, you know, it's really important that that the full-backs, Ross Barrows and Tyler Denton, that they do get on and they do get high up the pitch, and that allows Law and it allows Connor Smith to find those pockets of space in the number 10 roles behind Danny Whitehall. But really good performance at the moment from the Iron. Fully deserved to be 1-0 up, and at the moment really dominating the game, Carson. Just seems about focus, isn't it? As long as they can just, no silly mistakes this evening. We saw at Chester a few weeks ago, and Brackley as well.
Well, I'm going to predict that we probably need another goal to win this game. I think we definitely need 2 goals to win this game tonight, even though we're a goal up and we are dominating possession, because Banbury look a threat potentially off set plays, given the height and strength of their front 3.
Yeah, playing 3 up front as well, pretty much. Ken Charles and Obade and Yusuf as well. They can cause problems, but it's Scunthorpe with a lion's share of possession as well, and they just, well, I've got to say at the moment they look a level above at least, because playing some neat tidy football here as Fitzsimmons has it way out of his goal, halfway between the halfway line and the D, if you like, and plays it right down the middle. Now here's Law. Law has space, tries to play a little ball through to Smith on the edge of the box, but it's cut out this time by Banbury, and now they try to come up with something themselves, something a little bit different, but they play it down the line, and they do find Ken Charles, the number 9 shirt. He does well to control the ball. Now he's sprinting down the left-hand side, edge of the penalty area. He's under pressure there by Will Evans. Evans does brilliantly just to get his foot in there and get the ball away, and up to Whitehall, who comes back into his own half and just heels it backwards, trying to bring in Butterfield, but it didn't come off that time, and Banbury managed just to mop that one up. Back to the keeper, Jack Hardin. Hardin plays it out onto the left-hand side to Jack Davis. The centre-back has almost playing a come over to this left position, and back to Hardin here as both sides take a little bit of a breather. Remember, it's Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 1, as we reach the half-hour mark here at the Community Stadium in Oxfordshire, just 30-odd miles north of London. And
oh, that's naughty. That's naughty.
Well, that was a foot left in, wasn't it?
He's going to give it a yellow, but you know what? That's naughty on Keane Scales there. Banbury player was really late, went over the ball. Referee's got his yellow card out straight away. You know, the referee should have given him, he should have bought himself a little bit more time there, the referee, to have a look at that, because that was naughty. I think it was the skipper, was it?
Yeah, I think it was May, wasn't it, who left his foot in there, the number 4.
Yeah, the skipper's having a word, the Banbury skipper's having a word with the referee, but the referee could have bought himself a little bit more time, just give himself a breather and have a look at that, because that was a naughty one.
It was.
Keane Scales, you know, he's a tough player, is Keane, but he's topped him there. An old-fashioned phrase, but people understand he's gone over the ball and he's caught Keane there.
Yep, Dion Kelly Evans, in fact, the former Coventry City Academy player, who's picked up the yellow, and some other players as well. Just the referee having a little word just to calm it down a little bit. I think they've been chasing shadows at times, have Banbury. Maybe the frustration bubbled over a little bit. But it's a free kick here to Scunthorpe. They're 10 yards inside their own half, dead centre here. And Clunan plays it into the centre-back, Andrew Boyce, and Boyce back to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons then low, out onto the left-hand side, still in the Banbury half here, in the Scunthorpe half, rather. No, Evans plays it out onto the left-hand side, trying to find the likes of Law and Smith, who are interchanging a little bit from side to side. And it's into Butterfield. Oh, Butterfield with a little nonchalant layoff. Didn't find Law that time.
It was on. It was clever play from Jacob Butterfield. He was trying to spin it into Danny Whitehall, but unfortunately Danny Whitehall wasn't on the same wavelength.
In the end, Banbury have it now, and they are in the middle of the park, and they spray it onto the right-hand side, level with the penalty area. The cross comes in. Scunthorpe have to deal with that one, and they deal with it well. And they come on the counter-attack here. Some pace as well. Into Law. Law's got 15 metres of grass in front of him, and then he just looks up, sees he's got support in the form of Clunan rather, apologies.
You got there in the end.
I got there in the end. I was going to Cludo as well. Clunan.
Mikey Clunan, yeah. Such a good player for us, our skipper.
Yeah. It's chested down by Whitehall, and he lays it off to Smith back into Law, and is that a penalty? There's appeals from the Scunthorpe supporters. It was Simone Mayer who brought down Law, but the referee, and that's the second pretty much a strong appeal, isn't it? Second appeal that referees turned down. Seen
them given. I think the home fans will probably say that Law went down too easily, perhaps. But yeah, definitely seen him given. There was definitely contact from the Banbury player.
And he was a little bit behind him as well. So but here we go again. Here is Law getting plenty of the ball. He tries to cut inside, a little bit of trickery. Oh, and he wins the ball back because he didn't get past his man, but then ball bounced favourably to him at his feet, and then he does recover well. Now here's Jacob Butterfield here. He picks up the ball. He's right on this right-hand side in the final third in the Banbury half. Into Barrows. Barrows tries to chip her over the top to Butterfield, but it's headed away by Banbury. Now into the Scunthorpe half. Clunan picks it up when the number 7, so lively in the centre, lays it off to Denton. Left-hand side now, level with the penalty area, far side of us on the east side of the ground here. Under these 4 individual stemmed floodlights illuminating this pretty immaculate surface here.
Yeah, we're certainly dominating possession, aren't we? The problem that Banbury have got is they're trying to drop the 9 in as a 10, but the 9 sometimes needs to press high. So when the 9 presses high, the front 3 of Banbury then become a little bit exposed, that they're too stretched out, and they can't have enough pressure on our back line to stop the momentum into Clunan, into Butterfield, and into the strikers, or the 2 wide players. So that's a real issue for Banbury. Even though they look really dangerous off set plays and crosses into the box, we are dominating possession, absolutely dominating possession.
And we don't have any stats, live stats here, but I'd be intrigued to see what they are. But it must be what I don't know, 60-40 at least, but more like 70-30, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would agree.
Here are Banbury, though they do have some possession now. Level with the penalty area.
Offside.
Left-hand side, offside, though. And Scunthorpe here can just take a little breather here because the game as well, in terms of tempo, it's been played at, well, so quickly, isn't it? And when they get into the final third, you can almost see the quick thinking, quick feet as well from Scunthorpe.
Yeah, the good thing is we are dictating the tempo as well. You know, you can, as I've said with Banbury, trying to play the front three high up against our back four to try and negate our fullbacks getting out, which is a strength for us, particularly when Ogle was on the pitch, but Ross Barrows and Tyler Denton getting higher up the pitch. But then that gives us the opportunity, as I pointed out before, for our wide players like Jason Law and Connor Smith to actually play inside the field and pick up areas where Jacob Butterfield, Kean Scales and Mikey Clunan can roll it into them in the final third. They can get on the half turn and get at the opposition, which is what we've been doing. As long as Danny Whitehall occupies the two centre halves, we can get down the outside of the centre halves with our inverted wide players.
Voice of Lee Turnbull there, former Scunthorpe midfielder, attacking player and also director of football now here at Scunthorpe United. Great to have his company and his insight this evening. Here are the Iron back with the ball at their feet.
Brilliant.
And good play here in the middle of the park, and they're trying to release Law, who again he was on the deep on the right flank, back into Kean Scales, and Scales has time to play it all the way back into the Scunthorpe half, just keeping possession here, playing little triangles around the Banbury players who are standing off Scunthorpe now. And here's Butterfield, who seems to have plenty of time on the ball. Back it goes to Scales, into the middle to Clunan. Clunan takes it to Butterfield, and Butterfield has it, and just a metre or two inside the Banbury half. That's into the middle to Connor Smith, and Smith looks up and sees Law, and Law is running through. Up to the byline he goes. Back to Barrows, level with the penalty area. Inside the penalty area now. He tries to play the ball across the penalty area, but it's away by Banbury, only as far as Butterfield, though. Butterfield finds Law again, edge of the penalty area. Tries to go past his man. It's a long, short little... It's a long ball to the back of the 6-yard box. It ends up back with Barrows, and plenty of possession here, and they're teeing up another shot from Butterfield. This time it ricochets off the ankles of a Banbury player. Only as far though as Clunan, who's just playing in front of the back four, and he's tidying everything up and dominating possession here.
Yeah, it's been
Iron
good.
Captain.
Been really good. There's a calmness in possession, you know. I mean, Mikey Clunan's so important that he works that pivot role so well, allowing Butterfield and Skills to get forward.
Oh, here's Barrows, and good cover defending in the end. It was Jack Davis who had to come across to dispossess Ross Barrows, but he does have a throw-in. Again, it's nearer to us on the west side of the ground. It's halfway down the penalty box. Butterfield is looking for it, but in the end it's Clunan who comes back, Mikey Clunan, and didn't come off this time. He just didn't get his lines right with Barrows, and it's out for a Banbury throw-in deep inside their own half, near the corner flag in fact, but a rare mistake there from Clunan.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much untidy play tonight, have we, from all of the players on the pitch. You know, it's been measured, it's been controlled, possession has been patient with the build-up, and we fully deserve the one-goal lead. You know, all I see from Banbury is direct style of play, trying to get those powerful front three up against our defenders and try and get 1v1s.
Connor Smith dispossesses his man, and he's in the box. It's a 2-on-1, back to Whitehall, and Whitehall on a little half volley gets the shot away, but into the arms of Jack Hardin in the Banbury goal. Yeah,
I'm just thinking Kean Scale there bursting forward, can have a go himself. He's on his weaker left side, but then he's rolled the ball across to Danny Whitehall, and Danny unfortunately didn't get much purchase on the ball, and the keeper comfortably saved it. But again, it's just showing, as I've said before, with Clunan sitting, it frees up Kean Scales and Jacob Butterfield to play as two number 10s almost, and that's really causing Banbury so much problems between the lines. The distances between the Banbury defensive unit and midfield, if Jacob Butterfield and Kean Scales get beyond that, which they have done time after time after time, we are definitely going to score another goal. We're going to create too many opportunities not to.
Around about 6 minutes until half-time, and it's still Banbury 0 at the moment, Scunthorpe 1, but you feel yet more goals are coming from Scunny. They're looking imperious at times, particularly in the final third, as they have the ball now this in their own half, into Butterfield, edge of the circle in the central position, and then gets it away to Lord, who just picks it up and then goes forward. He's at half pace at the moment because they're dictating the tempo here, Scunthorpe, and dictating the play. Back into Butterfield. He looks up and finds Connor Smith on the left-hand side here, in the halfway between the halfway line and the penalty area, and it's back to Will Evans, the Scunthorpe centre back, and then he plays it forward into Barrows, who's in an advanced position, halfway now inside the Banbury half. Back to Cluen, he has it and he plays it into Evans. Evans looks up into the middle of the park, and Banbury desperately trying to get this ball away, but too much trickery from Scunthorpe at the moment, and Banbury have lost the ball, and now here comes Scunthorpe again, edge of the box, edge of the D. Now that is industrial, and that should be a yellow because he's just taken the man there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to give him a yellow though, is he? I think the referee's just looked at the big number 6 and he's probably frightened the life out of him there. The number 6 of the referee just stared down at him, didn't he? But it's a free kick to Scunthorpe United, and it's a great position for Jacob Butterfield to get on the ball. You know, Danny Whitehall's cleaning the ball off there. If I'm Jacob Butterfield, I'm saying, Danny, get yourself off. I'm going to have this one. But it looks as though Danny Whitehall is certainly in a prominent position. Connor Smith also. Connor's got a great right foot, as we saw the other week. You know, he's whipped a free kick in and scored a goal. So there's a few of them fighting for this. There must be on goal bonuses, Carson.
There must be.
Half the team wants this free kick.
They want it.
But excellent play. The rotation from Scunthorpe in the final third has been really, really good. We've been really positive. We've played on the front foot. And this looks to me as if it's an argument between Danny Whitehall and Connor Smith. Oh, well, I'm going to have a pound on Connor Smith.
OK. Well, it was Smith who was upended.
There you go. They've chased him.
So he may be thinking, look, I deserve this one. Yeah, I've just got a lump. Just had a lump taken out of me.
It was a good decoy from Danny Whitehall there, but we've chased him away, and now it's up to Jacob either on his left foot or Connor Smith on his right foot. I'm going Connor Smith right foot over the wall, keeper's right.
Here we go. I reckon a cheeky one from Butterfield. Left footed. No, it is Connor Smith right footed. Oh!
There you go. Bingo.
That is perfection. It was Connor Smith, lofted it over the wall, passed hard in it with his outstretched arms and into the top corner. I've just watched a documentary about David Beckham. Will Beckham eat your heart out, because that was absolutely world class from Connor Smith, and that is the second goal that you talked about, Lee, that Scunthorpe needed, and they've got it. It's now Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 2.
You know what, when we get set players around the box, there's that many good technicians, and add Connor Smith to the mix, coming in on loan from Heart of Midlothian. You know, he's just probably found his feet in the last few weeks. Now that's his 5th goal of the season for us, but it was written in the stars, that one. You just look at it and you go, it's going to be a right footer, it's going to go at the keeper's right. He put it right in the postage stamp, right in the top bin, right footed, over the wall, 25 yards, 2-0 to the Iron. Brilliant.
Do I owe you anything for that? Do we put an official bet on that one?
I put a pound on.
All
not
right.
allowed to bet.
Okay,
not allowed to bet, Carson.
I can't put it on BBC expenses, so it will come out my own personal bank account. Ball back to Harding here. He was in trouble, but he does get the ball away.
Stick us a Bovril at half time.
I'll put that on expenses. We'll have two Bovrils.
Brilliant though, wasn't it? Great free kick.
That was just a joy to watch. It was a privilege to watch. Wonderful goal from 25 yards. Connor Smith just left of the D. Oh, and he made that one look easy. Here's Butterfield again. He's making this game look easy as well, as he plays the ball down the right. In fact, he chases his own ball, and it's deep towards the byline now on the right-hand side. Back to Barrows in line with the penalty area. Whitehall dives. He just glanced his header wide. If he got head-on contact with, if you like, that would have gone in, because again, the Banbury keeper was at 6s and 7s, and that could have been a 3rd goal for Scunthorpe.
Exceptional football from Jacob Butterfield and Ross Barrows linking on this right-hand side. Ball's been whipped in, and Danny Whitehall, if he just gets his eyebrows on it, it's a goal. Just managed to flick off him and unfortunately went wide for the Iron. This arguably, and I've seen all the games, is possibly, and it's certainly our most impressive performance away from home this season, but it's right up there, you know. I know we got 6-0 against Spennymoor and 6-1 against Bishop Stortford, but this performance tonight, trust me, is right up there with the best this season.
It really is impressive to watch. There's so much skill on view from a Scunthorpe point of view here, and Banbury, as I say, pretty much chasing shadows at the moment. 2-0 down, Scunthorpe lead. And here is Ross Barrows now in his own half. Plays it into the middle to Clunan. And Clunan gets it back to Will Evans here. Now they're dictating the tempo. Scunthorpe, it's a long ball through. Oh, and Lord chases that one, edge of the penalty area. He cuts inside, he's inside the box. He tees it up left-footed. Oh, and it's Harding had to scramble for it. I don't think it was going to go towards the goal, but Harding had to make sure, and he scrambled all the way. And in fact, he got a touch to it. And it's a corner for Scunthorpe here. On that far side now. Butterfield again. Just looking one way, looking the other. Plays in Smith, and it goes all the way back to Fitzsimmons. He's out of his box. It's Will Evans who sprays it from left to right to the edge of the penalty area. Banbury nearly get ahead to it, but in the end they do get ahead to it, and it'll be a throw in here for Scunthorpe. Right near the corner flag here, where we've got 220 Scunthorpe supporters in an L shape in the corner.
And you know what, every man jack of them this evening are thinking, I'm so glad I came to Banbury tonight. I'm so glad I got off work early. I put some petrol in the car. My mates have come with me. We're at Ant's Tea-Bar. Brilliant. Every box ticked, because we've been brilliant. This first half, we've been absolutely brilliant. We could have had 4 or 5. We could have been out of sight. The quality of the goals, Jacob Butterfield's strike from 25 yards, Connor Smith's free kick, absolutely delightful. Absolutely. And you're right, the L-shaped that we've got packed with the Scunthorpe United fans in this far corner at Banbury. Everything's been at their end, and they've had a treat of a first half. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. Just
dissecting the corner flag there. I tell you, Anne's Tees Bar is doing a roaring trade this evening.
It will be when you get me my Bovril as well for winning that bet.
Yeah, as long as it's under a tenner.
She'll be another £1.80 better off.
Here's Harding with a long
kick. Put pepper in as well. Don't forget the pepper.
Oh no, don't forget the pepper. Here at Banbury though. They're struggling just to get the ball away. They have it on the halfway line, run on that right-hand side, and they do spray it to the left here. They've got a little bit of space. First time they've had it with Hall, and Hall plays it inside the Scunthorpe half. Then it comes back to Hall, but he loses it, and it goes out for a Scunthorpe throw-in. And lots of talk about balls going over the line. Well, that definitely was well over the line.
It wasn't Newcastle-esque, that was definitely over the line. But you know what, Jason Law there, his intensity to press the Banbury left-back was amazing. It was really good, right on the front foot, worked tirelessly and earned that throw-in, absolutely earned it, put him under so much pressure that the ball went out.
Barrows with a throw, laid off by Law. He's at the edge of the Banbury penalty area, back into Law, some trickery, he goes past one player but not two, and in the end it comes all the way back to Cluan. And he has it, Mickey Cluan, and plays into Butterfield. He's in space again in front of the D, middle of the pitch. He almost spins 360 degrees, looking for some support. He gets it now because it ends up with Barrows now on the right-hand side, just hugging the touchline, but he's dispossessed. And now it's Banbury are on the attack here, and Scunthorpe have to go running back, but it's not going to go further than a throw in there, level with the Scunthorpe penalty area.
Yeah, good recovery there from Ross Barrows. Lost it high up the pitch, but managed to chase Adi Youssef fully 60 yards there to get a foot on it and give away a throw-in. Excellent attitude and aptitude from the players this evening. Been a pleasure to watch.
Banbury have it now though, and play it to the halfway line, central position again, and then it's sprayed down to the right hand side now towards the that stand there, which is half populated with Banbury supporters, that one tier stand, and Banbury have it now in the final third. They try to cross it into the box, it's headed away by Barrows, only halfway inside the Scunthorpe half, and now Banbury have it, edge of the box, trying to find a little bit of room and get the cross in. They do, and it's headed away, but didn't get much contact on it there, did Will Evans. But now he comes out with the ball and tries to play it up to the halfway line. Danny Whitehall is there, who's just trying to chase back and lay it off. And Scunthorpe have it again, now into the Banbury half, halfway into the half. And they've got support here on this left-hand side, just toying with Banbury at the moment as the ball goes into Butterfield, but he gets too much on it this time, and it goes out for a goal kick as he tried to go past the central defender. Just a little bit too much power on the ball, and it will be a goal kick. It's BBC Radio Humberside, live commentary of National League North, and it's Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 2, and we should be approaching half-time, shouldn't we?
Not far off.
Not far off. Couple of minutes until half-time.
Yeah, Jacob Butterfield's really enjoying himself. As I said, with that midfield rotation, you know, sometimes Clunan and Scales will sit in, allowing Butterfield to go beyond the strikers. You know, he's not blessed with outstanding pace, is our Jacob, but you know what? Tonight, he's been brilliant. He's pulling all the strings, scored a great goal, getting himself in advanced areas where he's such a threat off either foot, and he's got a telling pass in him.
Certainly has. He's been imperious this evening. So has several other Scunthorpe players. You have to say it's a joy to watch here, playing well above the level. But Banbury get it away on as far as Whitehall, though. He's halfway in the half, and he plays the ball through the centre. And nearly managed to get through there, Connor Smith. But in the end, Harding came out and just took the ball off his feet, but great vision there by Law.
A perfect example there of how the front three operate. You know, it was Danny Whitehall dropping into the 10 role, Connor Smith coming off the shape from wide left into an inside right position and nearly got played in. In fact, I'm thinking the goalkeeper's going to pull him down for a penalty.
Headed away by Banbury, deep in their own half. It's headed back to their centre-back. It's Fleming, Ty Fleming, who pumps the ball. It's Industrial, it's down Route 1. In the end, it comes back to the halfway line against Central, and there is the half-time whistle. Well, what a half of football for Scunthorpe United. So much talk about their woes on the road, but they've been imperious in every department this evening so far. Half-time, Banbury 0, Scunthorpe 2. The goals coming, well, from Jacob Butterfield, which was a scorcher, wasn't it, from 25 yards out. 2 free kicks, in fact, and then whatever Butterfield can do, so can Connor Smith. And that was just a joy to watch. Again, another 25 yards out, left of the D, top corner, and it gave Harding in the Banbury goal no chance at all. So that's where we are half-time. Just, well, it's been almost 10 out of 10, isn't it, Lee Turnbull?
It's been an excellent away performance, yeah. The goals, obviously, are the icing on the cake, and listen, we're only halfway there, only 45 minutes played. There was early warning signs from Banbury, wasn't it? The 3 balls that went into the box that they managed to get first contacts on without really working Ross Fitzsimons in the Scunthorpe goal. But the goals were special goals. Jacob Butterfield, 25 yards out, ping, right foot, top bin, fantastic strike. And then we get a free kick on the edge of the area. Every man and his dog wants to take the free kick, but you know what? Connor Smith took the responsibility, right-footed, over the wall, goalkeeper's right, another one right in the postage stamp. But fantastic performance, been really measured, controlled in possession, been bright, been really bright, on the front foot, pressing high, forcing errors from Banbury, who look a very direct team. They have got threats. The front three, very quick, very powerful, trying to play up against our back line, but we've dominated play. Mikey Clunan in that pivot, allowing the rotation for Jacob Butterfield and Kean Scales. Jason Law, Connor Smith, excellent from them two in the wide areas. As I've said before, playing inverted, looking to link with Danny Whitehall. It's almost been the perfect performance. I'm not going to tempt fate, but you know what? If we don't come away from this place with 3 points tonight, it will take a major turnaround from Banbury. We just look great. We look really comfortable. We look dynamic. We've had so many attempts on target, Carson. Excellent first half performance.
Well, Scunthorpe on their way up to second in the table this evening. The way things are looking, as you say there, Lee, absolutely sparkling this first 45 minutes. So a second half commentary to come here, live from the Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. For now, I'll hand you back to Ollie, back in the studio.
Lee, I bet you're glad that you don't have to look after and preside over the goal of the season competition this year.
You're quite right, Ollie. Yeah, Jacob Butterfield's special, isn't he? But yeah, we've scored some crackers, haven't we, this season? Jacob seems to be enjoying his football. He's playing at a level he's way above. We know that, and we're very lucky to have him. But wow, what an impact Connor Smith's made as well, Ollie. You know, 2 exceptional free kicks and 3 other goals which he's crafted himself. He's been a real player for us in recent weeks. But the team looks so balanced tonight. I think it's important to stress also, you know, the captain Mikey Clunan coming back into the team as well. He just gives us that control in the middle of the park, allowing Butterfield and Scales to get on the ball and get into pockets. But we look strong, we look determined, we look a yard quicker than Banbury tonight, Ollie, and those goals were really special.
I know Connor Smith spoke in the matchday programme for Scunthorpe United recently and said his loan will be reviewed by Hearts in January. How much do you believe that his current form will help you keep him beyond that point?
Well, it won't help us keep him, will it?
True.
I think if you're Hearts and you're watching Connor's last 4 or 5 performances, you'd be thinking, let's try and get him into the Hearts team. But yeah, listen, he's doing exceptionally well. He had a slow start to his loan spell at Scunthorpe. He picked up an injury or two. Obviously, moving away from his home up in Scotland as well, and then into digs in the Scunthorpe area. There's been a lot of adjustments, of course, but his performances have been really good and his goals have been priceless. You can get someone in that position on the pitch like Connor, who goes one against defensive units, no disrespect at National North level, then he's going to give them problems, and he has done. His goals have been a real bonus as well. Bright kid. He looks as though he's got a great future in the game, whether that's with us or whether it's with Hearts. We'll see in January, Ollie. We'll see in January.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that he stays. And just finally, Lee, the other goal scorer, Jacob Butterfield, the club left the door open for him to move back higher up the pyramid, but he's decided to stay. How pivotal has that been? Not just the quality that he brings on the pitch, but as you said earlier in the commentary, just his professionalism and being such a model pro.
Yeah, you know, Jacob's not a great smiler, and since he's come to the football club, it's been a real tough time, for everyone at the football club. You know that, Ollie, on and off the pitch. It's been really difficult during Jacob's time with the club. And this season, there's finally a smile on the face. Jimmy will nudge me when we walk across the training ground and go, Jacob Butterfield's got a smile on his face. I said, well, let's keep a smile on his face. He's enjoying his football. He comes with such ability, right foot, left foot. When he gets on the ball 25 yards out, I think the Donny Road end expect him to smash it into the back of the net now, but he's got a pass in him. He's such a really good professional as well. He's played at he's played at the highest level as Jacob, and for him to be gracing Banbury United is something that probably a few years ago you'd have give your head a good wobble. But exceptional player, great kid, and I'm delighted for him, and hopefully we can all get a promotion this year and move on, Ollie.
Lee, thank you for that. That is Scunthorpe United's Director of Football, Lee Turnbull, alongside Carson Wishart at Banbury United. Scunthorpe United leading there by 2-0 thanks to goals from Jacob Butterfield and Connor Smith. Second half commentary is on the way very shortly here on all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies. I'm Ollie Turner. Let's run you through the rest of tonight's football, taking place across the country and across the continent. We'll start in the Champions League, a mixture of latest scores and full-time scores. We'll start in Group E at Atletico Madrid 1, Celtic 0, goalless between Lazio and Feyenoord. In Group F, it finished Borussia Dortmund 2, Newcastle United 0, currently AC Milan 1, Paris Saint-Germain 1. In Group G, Red Star Belgrade 0, RB Leipzig 1, and the defending champions Manchester City lead by 1-0 at home to Young Boys. And in Group H, a bit of a shock this one, full-time score, Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Barcelona 0. The other scoreline in that group, FC Porto 1, Royal Antwerp 0. In the Championship, just one game tonight. It's currently Rotherham United 1, Ipswich Town 1. That's the latest score. 3 games in League One. 2 of these are at half-time. It's goalless between Shrewsbury Town and Bolton Wanderers, while Wigan Athletic lead by 1-0 at home to Peterborough United. And one latest score, Reading 0, Bristol Rovers 0. At half-time in League 2, it's Colchester United 0, Swindon Town 1. We'll drop straight down to the National League North. Half-time scores for you. As you've been hearing, Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 2, Bishop Stortford 0, Alfreton Town 1, Blyth Spartans 3, Southport 1. The game between Chester and Tamworth has been postponed, so that gives the Iron the chance to gain further ground on the league leaders. Half-time scores, Farsley Celtic 1, Boston United 0, Hereford 1, Brackley Town 0, Peterborough Sports 1, Darlington 0, Rushall Olympic 1, Kings Lynn Town 0, Scarborough Athletic 0, Chorley 1, South Shields 0, Buxton 0, and Spennymoor Town 1, Curzon Ashton 0. Those scores will mean that Scunthorpe United are moving up to second in the National League North table, just 1 point off Tamworth at the top now. A reminder for you that you can get in touch with the programme. We're on air up until 10 o'clock tonight. The Football Forum on the way after full time in our live commentary. You can give us a ring, 08000 665959. Drop us a text throughout the game. 81333 is the number that you need. Start your message with RH. The same applies for WhatsApp, 08000 321 333. And we're on social media, X specifically, formerly known as Twitter, at Humberside Sport. Let's bring you then that extended interview with Scunthorpe United goalkeeper Ross Fitzsimons, one of a number of players to drop down a division to join the Iron in the summer. He's been explaining why he decided to sign for the club after reaching the National League playoff final with Chesterfield last season.
I couldn't agree a deal at Chesterfield. I mean, they did offer me a deal, and listen, they were brilliant with me. Like, Paul Cook's an unbelievable manager. He's got unbelievable sort of credibility and pedigree at this level and above, and he was brilliant with me. But unfortunately, we couldn't agree a deal in terms of what was right for both of us. And obviously, I did try to come in February, and that, well, so it's obviously well documented that obviously didn't happen, and it didn't turn out the best way. Ever since around that last sort of period of the league, I think they were still interested, and I think Chesterfield knew that. But unfortunately, we couldn't agree a deal. And then obviously when I did find out that they initially were interested again, and the project that was going on here in terms of this club shouldn't be in the Conference North. It's an unbelievable football club. Played against them many a times over many years. It was nice for them to put their faith in me in terms of offering me the deal that they did, and putting all their belief in me.
Why didn't that original move happen in February? If you're able to put more meat on the bone, I suppose, as to why Scunthorpe couldn't pull that deal off.
It was due to a fee that Chesterfield wanted. I did sit down with the manager, and obviously I expressed to him, because obviously at the time I was playing, and then I got ill over the course of one of the games where I didn't play in the FA Cup replay against West Brom. And around about that time, I fell quite badly ill with tonsillitis. So he left me out, which was obviously the right thing to do. Like I said to him, I couldn't play on that following Saturday because I was meant to go straight back in. And then eventually the game got cancelled through a frozen pitch. And he said, listen, I've promised the other goalie he was going to play. Just sit and wait your turn again, and you will get back in. And obviously, I think it was 2 or 3 games more down the line, we was on our way back from an away game at Boreham Wood. Very naively, I pulled him on the bus and I've said to him, listen, there's interest, and I'm not playing. I need to play, etc., etc. And he was like, yep, no problem. We'll see what we can do. But he went, I can't guarantee that the club's not going to want a fee. And when it come to the Monday morning, I think they needed to get it done on the Monday morning. I think Scunny had a game on the Tuesday, so they had to get it done pretty quick. Basically, he rang me and just said, listen, the club's going to want a fee, and, I need you to stay away from the club for a couple of days, because of obviously, with everything that's gone on, which is fair enough. Listen, I've obviously expressed my feelings to leave the club at the time, obviously due to not playing, and I was at the age where I need to play as many games as I can, and obviously Scunthorpe offered me at that time the opportunity to play again. So in my mind, I wasn't going to turn it down. The circumstances panned out how they did, and then he ended up ringing me on the Wednesday morning. So after the game on Tuesday, I think we lost at home to Woking. He ended up ringing me on the Wednesday saying, I need you back in the building because you're playing Saturday. And then obviously I stayed in until the end of the season. Things do happen. I think that's a massive learning curve for me. One, not to pull the manager on a bus after a game after they've just lost. and two, just to be a little bit less sort of ferocious in my decisions. I've got nothing but respect for Paul Cook. He was amazing to me. He always has been amazing to me. We swept that under the carpet very quick, you know. People sort of looking from the outside. It didn't look good on me. It didn't look good on the clubs. It was my fault. It was entirely my fault.
Another question that you can obviously answer with the element of hindsight on your side, but you spoke about the project here at Scunthorpe United. But when you joined, do you feel you were maybe misled about the situation off the field?
To be honest with you, when I signed, I wasn't really told about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I didn't know in terms of being misled. I wasn't led down the garden path. I just wasn't told. I didn't have many dealings with the previous owner. I didn't really know. My agent basically done the deal. You know, the person representing me done the deal, and that was it. That's how I wanted to keep it. I didn't want to be involved, to be honest with you. I didn't want to have that, not necessarily have that relationship with him, but I feel like I didn't need to have that relationship with him. I just wanted to come here, do my work, play the games, and basically just go home. I didn't really want to get sort of tied up in the political and the financial side of it. It was just me coming here just to do my job, and that's what I still want to continue doing.
If you have a relationship with the current ownership, what's that like and what's the atmosphere? We're just going to leave that there, that extended interview with Scunthorpe United goalkeeper Ross Fitzsimons, because players are back out at Banbury United for the second half of Scunthorpe United's game there. The Iron leading by 2-0. A couple of posts for you on social media. David C. Scott at Humberside Sports saying outstanding first half. Hopefully we don't lose concentration. And Lanks Iron also saying a decent listen. Scunthorpe United have dominated that first half. Hopefully they will come out and do the same again and add a couple more. Second half commentary on the way then on all BBC Radio Humberside frequencies. Football forum to follow. You can call 08000 66 5959. We're on air until 10 o'clock tonight. Let's join your commentary team again, warmed by a cup of Bovril. Scunthorpe United's Director of Football, Lee Turnbull, is alongside Carson Wishart.
Oh, you know, I couldn't find a cup of Bovril anywhere in this ground.
Bovril free zone.
Yes, other drinks are available. That bet when Connor Smith took that superb free kick from 25 yards out, just left of the D. Two screamers in the first half. I can tell you Scunthorpe have been superior in every department against Banbury United. Banbury 0, Scunthorpe 2. We're ready to get back underway here at the snappily named Banbury Plant Hire Community Stadium. And it will be Banbury who will be kicking from left to right as we look at it from the west side of the ground here, right at the top back of the gantry here. No changes for Scunthorpe, who were in their away shirts of mainly white. Is that gold?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I think I said brown once. I think the marketing people wouldn't like that. Yeah. It's a flash of gold and black shorts and black socks. Banbury all in orange with a flash of yellow here, but they've got plenty of work to do if they're going to get back into this one. You feel one more goal from the Iron, and that will secure all 3 points. A rare away victory. But 45 minutes, plenty of work to do, but they just need to carry on where they start off where they left off, really, haven't they, Lee?
Absolutely, you know, and without stating the obvious, the next goal of the game will probably determine where we go in the next 45 minutes.
Yep.
But
has Banbury got anything in the tank, I wonder? Here they are on the right-hand side. They're at the edge of the Scunthorpe box. They get a little low drive into the box, but it's cleared away by Will Evans.
What they have got is a set-piece threat, Banbury. They're a big physical side, especially the front three.
Here they come, Scunthorpe, edge of the box here. I think that's Law on that far side, and plays it back into the middle here. Here's Clunan, and Clunan out onto the left here to Denton. And Denton gets it back on the halfway line, just inside his own half. He's got under a little bit of pressure there from Banbury's front three as it is. In the end, it comes back to Will Evans, who's been pretty impressive this evening, rather. No mistakes so far from anyone in the defensive position, which has caused Scunthorpe a few problems in recent matches, certainly the one I saw against Chester. But no mistakes, they've been pretty immaculate. Here is Connor Smith, halfway line now. He looks up, looks for the runner, and the runner is Law, and Law is in the end, ball was tucked away, but it's a free kick here. Lee, and that's what you think Jimmy Dean will be saying. You know Jimmy very well. What do you think he would have said at half-time?
More of the same, please. Yeah, he'll have been thrilled with that performance. You know, Jimmy's all about front foot football, high intensity, pressing, working hard, but being balanced and having that rotation in midfield to cause teams problems and having goal threats. And we've got goal threats in them advanced positions. We need to keep the back door shut, of course we do. We need a clean sheet in this second half. And I think on our performance levels, that's a foul, by the way. We've thoroughly deserved to be 2-0 up. So Jimmy, he'll be absolutely delighted. But again, he'll understand the situation. 2-0 at half-time. He never got the 3 points in the bag yet. But we've played some really exceptional football in that first half. And I must say, as a member of staff over there, you know, Chris Plummer, Andy Butler, the physios, the analysts and everyone, they are a real team off the pitch as well, Carson. You know, there's a real togetherness, a real bond amongst the football staff at this football club, which is great to see. You know, we work so hard to try and improve things on and off the pitch at our great club. The fan base is fantastic. The new ownership, you know, Michelle, she's Scunny through and through, you know, so we're all bleeding claret and blue. Yeah,
changes afoot at this club and only got in one direction, it seems. Certainly on tonight's performance in terms of the league table. Scunthorpe could be up to second. Remember, Tamworth not playing the leaders tonight, and they do have a game in hand on Tamworth as well, which should be mentioned a little bit more often, in my view.
Well, this will be it tonight, won't it?
Yeah, this will be it, and here are Banbury. Can they get the 3 points here? But Banbury do look dangerous. They get a shot away when they do come forward, and in the end it was Will Evans who just put a giant leg out to get the ball out for a corner, but it was a good shot there by Oberday, who does look dangerous at number 14 when he comes forward.
He does. He plays on that right hand side and he nipped back on his stronger left foot. Powerful shot on target. Will Evans deflected it away for a corner. As I've said, this is probably their strength, Banbury set pieces. Need to be resilient, grab hold of his shirt, do your job now.
Diath going to take this with the Scunthorpe fans behind him on this near side towards the west stand. Oh, it's a header and it goes through, and somehow Fitzsimons gets it away, but only as far as Diath, who's back in the corner at flag position. He crosses in, edge of the 6-yard box. In the end it heads wide of the right post, but that, what we were just saying there, no complacency, and it shows that Banbury, they can get back into this.
Absolutely, they carry a threat. We saw that in the opening 15 minutes of the first half, where they had 3 first contacts in the box, and again another header on target. Ross Fitzsimons managed to scramble it away, and thankfully in the second phase the ball's come in and the header went over the bar. This is their strong point. This is their threat. Set pieces, big team, big physical team.
Scunny have to keep their focus here, and here come Banbury again with Diath again. Ball is played into the box. Brilliant defending there. Just read it all the way. It was
Ross Barrows.
Barrows this time.
Yeah, great recovery there from Ross Barrows. He just allowed for a split second the Banbury player just to nip in front of him, but managed to get a telling tackle in.
Banbury again, they're coming forward, a little cross into the box, but Fitzsimons does brilliantly that time, just to pluck it out to the night air, middle of his 6-yard box, and there's a quick kick away now, deep into the Banbury half, halfway inside their half, in the central field position. Then the ball is played across the D into Fleming, the centre-back, who's got time to look up and then plays it to his left. Banbury now just trying to get a share of possession here, trying to get a foothold back into this game, and Scunthorpe though intercept the pass and they play it forward, and here's Law, and Law, it's 1-on-1 with the keeper, and he shoots just over the bar, edge of the D, and Law was so unlucky in the end. It was rising and it went a foot over the bar.
You know what, that was brilliant play from Kieran Scales in midfield. He read the ball so well there, created the opportunity for Jason Law with an excellent weighted pass, split the defenders at Banbury. Coming in there, was it Jason Law, was it Connor Smith? I think it was Connor Smith, you know. Connor Smith it was, yeah, breaking forward there on his weaker left-hand side. Unfortunately, it went over the bar. But again, it's that movement, that out-to-in movement from the wide players. Excellent work there from Scunthorpe United.
And they have to defend though now, Scunthorpe. Here come Banbury again. They've got the ball on the halfway line. They play it down to the right flank as we look at it, and try to keep possession here, just trying to control things, and they win the free kick this time. This time it was Simone Mayer, who was fouled right in the circle. And now we hear the Scunthorpe supporters in fine voice away to our right, under Anne's T-bar, who's, you can just see Anne there, just, she's, she's cashing in on the 220 supporters who have got their bovrils, I'm sure, at half-time.
She's off to Dubai next week, I tell you.
She's on her holidays.
Some money's been spent in Anne's T-bar tonight.
Record takings at Anne's.
It is. And interestingly enough as well, with the non-league footballers, obviously our fans are segregated, but from being 2 men and a dog behind the Banbury, that goal in the first half, there's now an absolute army of Banbury fans right by the Scunthorpe fans, so that'll create a really good atmosphere in the second half.
They're having some fun, the Scunthorpe fans here, and so are their players as they come forward now in the final third down this left flank as we look at it from the west stand. Good defending though that time by Lewis Hall, the Banbury fullback, who came across to dispossess his man, but it flicks off him and it'll be a throw into Scunthorpe here. They are, 10 or 15 metres now inside the Scunthorpe half. Left and wing, and the ball is played across the D, but Banbury will deal with that one. Danny Whitehall couldn't quite get hold of it. It was a bit of a wayward pass, and then the ball is pumped into the Scunthorpe half, but there's an infringement, says the referee, and he's going to have a word as well with one of the Scunthorpe players here.
Yeah, he's just backing in there. One he had a Yusuf, just backing into Will Evans, and then he's had a chirp up. But one thing that does give me confidence, Carson, in this second half is that Banbury are I'm tempting fate a bit, the lowest scorers in the league. They've only scored, I think, 11 all season. So that tells me that this 2-goal lead for Banbury to get 3, the odds of probability are really stacked against Banbury.
Yep, certainly the way that Scunthorpe played in the first 45 minutes. Now they've started this second half as well, as they try to play the ball into the box but can't get the cross in. It comes off a Banbury defender, and it means that Tyler Denton will come across to take this throw, level with the Banbury penalty area, again on the left-hand side, where you can see people just, Banbury supporters hanging over the white railings, looking on. As they have it again here, Scunthorpe across the face of the D, but he loses possession that time, and Banbury get it away into the final third now, and suddenly there's a danger here for the Iron, because here come Banbury into the box, left hand side, the cross over the bar. It was a good effort in the end. I think it was Ken Charles who had the shot on that far side, and Fitzsimons didn't look too troubled, but it wasn't far over the bar.
Indeed, yeah, good counter-attacking play there from Banbury. Transition play really quickly down the left-hand side. Ken Charles on his left foot smashed it high wide and not so handsome from about 15 yards on the angle. But as I've said in the first half, the front three at Banbury are a proper handful, proper physical handful. They've got pace and power.
The points are not in the bag yet for the Iron. Plenty of work to do here, and Banbury showing flashes of danger in the final third, but Scunthorpe still have the lion's share of possession as they play the ball back all the way to their goalkeeper Fitzsimons, who just rolls it out to the centre-back Will Evans, and then Evans into Boyce, who's on the right-hand side, plays into the Banbury half, halfway inside the Banbury half now, and Butterfield brings it into the centre. He looks up, he sees Colin Smith on the edge of the box, the left-hand side, but he doesn't find him, and it comes away. It's Lewis Hall here for the Puritans, all in orange, a little bit of yellow flash on their shirts as well. Not quite playing like the Dutch, but they certainly got the kits to match. And they play the ball into the middle edge of the D, but doesn't come off this time for Diath, and he has to clean up there. Will Evans mops it up back to the keeper Fitzsimons, and Fitzsimons plays it to the halfway line, and I think it's Danny Whitehall, isn't it? Yeah, gone into the back of him,
yeah, he
and
took
just taken him down.
Took a knee in the back there. You know, Danny does that at times. The ball's coming into him, a little bit of pressure from behind, and he goes down and buys a free kick, and that's what he's done. Just alleviates the pressure a little bit. I think if Banbury try and go toe-to-toe with us and try and play football, there's only one winner, Carson. But physically, they are a unit. You know, there's the front three there, the two centre halves I'm looking at, even the left back. There's a big physical presence in this Banbury team, which on set pieces they're going to be a threat. You know, we need to restrict that. Don't be giving away cheap free kicks in the final third. This is a game now in the second half. Well, it's our free kicks, son. What are you doing? There you go.
Well, he's got a yellow for that. That was silly there by Diath.
Well, that was bizarre, wasn't it? He claimed that we touched the ball. Matthew Clunan touched the ball, so the ball was in play. That's what he's claiming, but yeah, he's...
well, he tried to chip the keeper, didn't he?
Well, he did, and it was...
from the halfway line. We talked about Beckham earlier.
Well, someone just needs to whisper, it's our free kick.
Yes.
It's not their free kick, it's our free kick.
If you were Mark Evans now, the Banbury manager, you'd be absolutely fuming, wouldn't you?
Yeah, ridiculous.
To get a yellow for that.
Yeah, ridiculous, but anyway.
It is an iron free kick.
It is.
I can tell you that, and it's... an inch or two inside the Banbury half, just left of the circle, and he plays it from left to right. And as we look at it, by the way, from the west stand up to the edge of the box, Scunthorpe get ahead to it, but it doesn't connect to another player, and Banbury just boot it forward. Anywhere will do, and it's deep into the Scunthorpe half, and this time it's Will Evans who returns the favour, but still in his own half, didn't quite get the clearance he wanted on it, and Banbury come back here at Scunthorpe. It's Banbury 0, Scunthorpe 2. Live commentary of the National League North here on BBC Radio Humberside. Myself, Carson Wishart, alongside Lee Turnbull, former Scunthorpe player, of course. A pleasure to be commentator in this afternoon. Were you a midfielder or an attacker? I read you were a midfield. You know, you were a forward-thinking player yourself in your daily.
Go on, you could be my agent, couldn't you? Yeah, I was more at home in centre mid, trying to bomb on a little bit. But I lack pace, I lack touch. I had 2 left feet, so I wasn't very good to be honest. I could edit a bit.
So you weren't quite in the Connor Smith
no, I could edit
department.
A bit. Mine, I never played at this level, so I don't know. But it's
started at Middlesbrough, of course, illustrious career, I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, listen, I enjoyed my football career, and like I say, I started out up front, ended up in centre mid, played centre half a few times, and then ended up behind the goal, as you normally do. Move back in football the older you get. But I was very proud to captain Scunthorpe when I was here, and really enjoyed my time at the football club, which is ticking over 25 years now. I've been at the football club. So
football now these days,
as I said before, we all bleed claret and blue, don't we? So.
And enjoying what you're seeing this evening as well.
Absolutely brilliant first half. Yeah. The warning signs are there from Banbury in the opening exchanges of the second half, of them certainly being a side, as we've said, with physical threats. I just think that we're in so much control in possession of the football this evening that we hopefully can see this game out. It's a game for the second half to think with your heads and not your hearts. You've got to play the game now. You've got to get your way through the next 15 minutes where Banbury will have a right good go, and then hopefully the game will open up a bit, where Banbury will really try and open up and go for a goal back in this game. But that's when we are so dangerous, Carson, having that level of possession.
Yep, saying the bleeding obvious, but the next goal really is crucial here. Who's it going to go to? At the moment, it looks like it's going to go to Scunthorpe, because they're still dominating things here. But Banbury have shown with those 3 strikers they can cause problems in Fitzsimon's box, and they have possession here, but deep in their own half, just in front of their penalty area, just right of centre. Decide to play across the penalty area, just across the white line, up onto the left-hand side, and they get it back, and he's in line with his penalty area now. The goalkeeper offers himself hard in, but he's going to take it on himself here, the Banbury defender, and plays it into the middle now, halfway inside the Banbury half. Now onto the left-hand side, under those 4 stemmed floodlights beaming down on this immaculate surface, you have to say it. It goes back to Fitzsimons, just launches it now. Danny Whitehall was tripped there, and the referee agrees. And it was Fitzsimons who just booted it forward 40 yards or so, and as he brought it down, Danny Whitehall, he was tripped. So that's a player taking one for the team there, and that will be a yellow card. In fact, it is, and it goes to their number 6, Ty Fleming, the centre-back.
So reliable is Ross Fitzsimons when things go into him. You know, we've had keepers in the past, no disrespect to some of them, whose distribution has been poor at best, and Ross Fitzsimons there, you know, he can ping it right foot, left foot. He zipped one there 50 yards over the top. Danny Whitehall, if that's the last man, that's a red card for the Banbury defender. Thankfully for the Banbury defender, there was a covering defender the other side, but Danny Whitehall's earned the free kick midway in the Banbury half. But excellent from Ross Fitzsimons. Can't speak highly enough about his distribution. It's Premier League.
I've seen him make some spectacular saves as well this season. Certainly that FA Cup game, the home game against Brackley, he kept Scunthorpe in it at times, didn't he? And he hasn't had too much to deal with. What he's dealt with well. So here is Butterfield. He's 35 yards out, middle of the pitch, just floats one to the edge of the box. Banbury struggling to deal with it, but they do get hold of the ball now and they clear their lines. Only halfway up their own half, and Scunthorpe pick it off again. Now they come down the right. Here's Law with the cross into the 6-yard box. Who is there? It's White all over the bar. Good effort, good forward thinking from Scunthorpe, and Whitehall then just flashes his header over the bar central.
Yeah, excellent play there from Jason Law. On his weaker right foot, he's dropped his left shoulder, he's gone round the player, he's delivered a grip ball right on the money, 8 yards out. Danny Whitehall gets up there, but unfortunately a little bit got underneath it, a little bit under pressure from the Banbury centre half. But yeah, good wing play there from Jason Law, really good.
Just over 15 minutes gone in this second half, so Banbury 0, Scunthorpe 2. And Banbury have been more dangerous in this half, I think it's fair to say. They did have that one free kick in the first half that was just headed wide. But it looks like if they're going to get a goal, it's going to be a set piece, because again, Scunthorpe here playing in little triangles, little pockets of play, and teasing Banbury. They seem to have more space than the Banbury players. Certainly the likes of Butterfield and Connor Smith, Kean Scales as well. And here they are in the halfway inside their own half, on the right-hand side now as we look at it from the west stand, towards the east stand there, where in the distance it's just pure darkness. There's no huge overhanging stands at this level, of course, at most grounds at this level. Glanford Park the exception. Yeah, teams have raised their game against Scunthorpe, home and away, but Scunthorpe here dominating. They're playing like champions, dare I say, at the moment. Champions-elect potentially. Balls to the edge of the box, headed away there by, this time it was Andrew Boyce. And that partnership is working well, isn't it? Boyce and Evans at the central defence, two huge man mountains who are dealing with everything that's thrown in there, Lee Turnbull. Yeah,
two strong, imposing, experienced characters, the pair of them, you know, really good lads off the pitch as well. But yeah, good partnership.
Danger here though, Scunthorpe have to defend this one, and in the end it's not a very good cross from Banbury on that left hand side, and plenty of time then for Scunny to get the ball away up to the halfway line with Butterfield. He's got Kean Scales, I think it is, on his shoulder, and he goes to the byline here. In fact, it's Connor Smith who's got it now, and he plays it into the box. Here's Whitehall, back to Butterfield. Oh, he just zigzags past his player, and then he keeps possession and gets the ball back from the edge of the D here. He's on the left-hand flank, in line with the penalty area. Just got so much skill and poise when he's on the ball as Jacob Butterfield. Back into Denton, who's halfway now inside the Banbury half, into the centre, just in front of the D. Little ball is in through, and he's going to get the shot away. No, he's not. He plays it across the box. Who is there? I think it's Denton. It's Barrows as well, who tries to get a shot away, but it cannons off the Banbury defender, and out for a corner there. But more good play there from Scunthorpe, and they got those overlaps as well, Lee Turnbull.
Yeah, really good patient build-up play again. Just got under Jacob Butterfield's feet there, thinking he's going to get it on his right foot and whip it into that far corner. Managed to force the ball out of Ross Barrows, and again just caught under his feet. But we've got a corner kick. It's the right end of the pitch to be at, isn't it? We need to be, like I say, at that end of the pitch, try and get this third goal, try and get this game put to bed.
Approaching halfway through this second half, and it's flown by, so it's a corner here at far side of the ground as we look at it.
Yeah, referee's just having a word with the goalkeeper. I think him and Danny Whitehall are exchanging Christmas cards early.
They certainly are. And Hardin's got his arms in the air, protesting his innocence. And Whitehall looking menacing there. He's dead centre of the 6-yard box. It's taken short, then it's whipped into the edge of the 6-yard box. Banbury trying to get it away, but here Scunthorpe again. They still have it inside the box. They get a shot away. It cannons out to the edge of the D, and here is Connor Smith. He takes on one. He tries to take on two. It comes back out to the edge of the D. Here's Butterfield, just lays it off to the right-hand side. Back into who is it out there? It's
Will Evans.
Will Evans who's got it. Apologies. It's right on that far side here. Comes back to the halfway line. Headed by Clunan. But Banbury just pushing now Scunthorpe in their own half, halfway inside their own half here, and Clunan does brilliantly just to deal with that, gets it back, ends up in the at the boot of Fitzsimons, and Fitzsimons launches it inside the Banbury half, central again, just in front of the circle, but then they come back onto this right-hand side now. Now they're looking menacing. It's Aberday. Oh, that is wonderful. Brilliant defended by Connor Smith as Aberday came forward. Connor Smith just read it all the way, took the ball off his toes, and in the end he wins a throw in here for Scunthorpe, halfway inside their own half on this left-hand side towards us here.
Yeah, that'll really please Jimmy and the coaching staff, you know, the fact that our wide players are prepared to work back and do the dirty side of the game sometimes, the dogged work, the hard work, you know, trying to compete defensively when you're a naturally offensive player is sometimes really difficult, as we've seen with wingers in the past in the game. But excellent work there from Connor Smith, and Banbury are making a change, I see.
Yeah, their first substitution of the game, as Tyler Denton looks to take this one. He's halfway inside his the Scunthorpe half. Denton. Hard to make out what the PA man was. And he's getting some more batteries in that PA system there, I think.
He does indeed, doesn't he?
It's a bit fuzzy. We'll confirm in a second or two who has come off, though, for Banbury. Now here are Scunthorpe, though, just inside their own half, about 10 yards or so, right-hand side, and they play it quickly. So much pace on the game, going past 2-3 Banbury players to the edge of the box. It's laid off. He still keeps his run here. Does I think it's Law, and then Clunan clears up brilliantly as the ball goes loose, and that time there was a little bit of a knock there. I think it was just he was going for the ball but ended up taking the man, didn't he? Yeah,
just Jason Law there down as well in the Banbury box. I thought he was caught a bit late. It was a weaving run there, and he definitely got caught. He looks as though he's in some discomfort with his ankle. It's very hard to see because we've got a big pillar in front of us.
I didn't want to say it because people think I'm making excuses.
I'm leaning to the left, I'm leaning to the right. I'm trying to see, but I can see our physio running on. I just can't see the player.
There's
because
a huge
of the red
6-foot wide post just covering up the Banbury goal at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
The delight to national North football.
It is. I can tell you it's Elliot Wheeler who's come on, by the way, for Banbury United, and they've taken off Tope Oberday, which I'm surprised at.
He was quite
picked
productive.
Up a knock because he was causing some problems, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was quite productive. The only thing I can think is that they're probably changing the shape a little bit.
Yeah.
So whether they're flipping to maybe a 4-4-2 and trying to get two wingers on the pitch instead of the three strikers occupying those front three positions. Ken Charles is going across to have a chat with the Banbury dugout, so I would assume that maybe a slight tactical change. But Jason Law's still down there, looks in a bit of discomfort. Been really good tonight, Jason Law. Two wide players.
Just recently come back from injury, isn't he? Jason Law as well, and you just hope he's okay. Yeah,
I could go on and on, like you say, the two wide players, the Kean Scales, Jacob Butterfield, who's now leaving the pitch as well, which is... he's been a pleasure to watch tonight, Jacob Butterfield, but no doubt Jimmy's just thinking in the back of his mind now, just get more legs on the pitch maybe.
Particularly Gloucester City on Saturday, back at Glanford Park, 3 o'clock kickoff. Well, if you're not going to, and I'm sure you want me to say this, if you're not going to get to Glanford Park, and I'm sure Lee Turnbull will want you to, but if you can't make it for any reason,
get yourself down.
I know there's Scunny fans all around the world as well who tune into us on BBC Radio Humberside, BBC Sounds as well, Freeview 721. So
they've been brilliant, Carson, this season. They've been outstanding, as they always are. But they've been brilliant this season. The supporters, you know, they've stuck with
thick
us.
Thick and thin, isn't it?
Absolutely. But we've got 4 home games this month, so it's a real test on finances before Christmas, and I fully appreciate that. But if you can get down to Glanford Park this Saturday and cheer the boys on against Gloucester, then I'm sure the lads would really appreciate that, and I certainly do, and the board of directors and Michelle and everyone connected with the football club.
Notwithstanding the action, by the way, because we've got this injury that we're dealing with Law. We think he's okay, but just quickly on that, as a player with your player's hat on, when you were playing for big clubs like Middlesbrough, Scunthorpe as well, we say the 12th man in commentary, but does you can really feel it when there's a big crowd there behind you?
Yeah, 100%.
Makes you play better.
It does. It gets you over the line. You know, I was a local lad at Middlesbrough, and a lot of my friends went to watch the games, and it was a real pleasure and absolute pride to play for the football Football Club, whichever club you play for, you know, Doncaster, Chesterfield, Wickham, Scunthorpe, Darlington, whatever, what I played for, those fans are so important. They are the 12th man. You're quite right, you know, on cold nights like tonight, away from home at Banbury, 3 hours from home, these fans have been terrific tonight, and I'm sure the players will definitely show their appreciation after the game. But yeah, get yourself down to Glanford Park if you can on Saturday. Support the boys.
Back underway here at Banbury United. Banbury 2, Scunthorpe. Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe 2 here. Down the right-hand side, and now more danger here for Banbury to mop up, because Scunthorpe get past his final man. It'll cross into the box. I don't think he's going to quite get there this time. No, it just runs wide, and that will be a goal kick for Banbury. Jack Hardin.
I think in the first 10 minutes of the second half, Carson, I think Banbury had a right good go. I think we've weathered the storm a little bit. We've edged our way back into the game. We're getting more possession, certainly in wide areas as well, and posing Banbury some more threats like we did in the first half. And listen, they're entitled to have a go, aren't they? We're not going to dominate the game for 90 minutes. The home side are going to have a go.
Butterfield's off, by the way, so he's been replaced, maybe just saving him for that game against Gloucester on Saturday.
Yeah, Jack Jenkins is on, so Jack's come on. We've got Jack on loan from Leeds United. Young player with a big future, I'm sure, but cutting his teeth here at Scunthorpe and getting some valuable minutes.
Don't forget Callum Roberts on the bench as well tonight for Scunthorpe, after overcoming his injury problems. So will he get a run out, I wonder?
Be great to see Callum on the pitch. He's worked really hard in his rehab and recovering from what was quite a nasty injury he picked up in pre-season. But yeah, we're really hopeful that he can make a real impact.
It was ankle ligament problems, wasn't it? It's like, I know he had hamstring problems long term, but then he's over that and then got an ankle injury.
He did, unfortunately.
But, yeah, it'd be great to see him on. At the moment, Banbury have to do all the defending here. Whitehall nearly gets the ball. Oh, no, this time it is Scunthorpe. Edge of the D here. Can they get a shot away? They do, and it's off the post. Can he tuck it in? Whitehall tucks it in. But the flag is up. It won't count. Off the post initially, cannoned off. And Whitehall was there. He tucked it into the right-hand bottom corner, but the assistant referee puts his flag up, and it's not going to be 3. Still Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 2.
Again, the fabulous pylon in the way. I couldn't quite see who struck the shot at that. Hit the post, I think.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, another. but yeah, Danny Whitehall stuck the rebound in, but unfortunately was in an offside position. Like to see that one back again. We don't have the benefit of watching it back again, unfortunately. But
just feel third goal would really settle it here. But as it stands, 2-0, a dangerous scoreline, isn't it? Because here come Banbury again. Oh, and he plays it off to the left-hand side. It was a good little ball, and then he just stumbled over the Banbury man, so it's no go.
Yeah, great to see Cal Roberts on the pitch, as we said. Cal Roberts, great to see him on the pitch now, obviously with Jason Law's injury.
Yeah, so Law off, he is on. Cal Roberts. And here are Scunthorpe again, edge of the box, but Banbury just about get the tackle in, get the ball away, and it's punted up to the halfway line and out for a throw in there. So yeah, just to confirm then, so we've got Butterfield off, and he's been replaced by
Jack Jenkins.
Of course, yeah, and an injury, unfortunately, to Jason Law, which we'll check on with the manager at the end of the game. But he's off, and Cal Roberts is on with 20 minutes to go here.
Yeah, brilliant to see him. Brilliant to see him on the pitch, and like I say, hopefully he can make a real impact this season for us, Cal.
The moment Scunthorpe, they're just trying to defend any way they can, really, or someone to hair and scare them defending. Back it goes to Hardin in the Banbury goal, then he launches up to the halfway line. Good header by Boyce, and Boyce gets it into the middle of the park, but then they come forward again with Hall. Hall plays a ball at the edge of the Scunthorpe box, and they try to get the shot away, but I think he hit the ground rather than the ball, and it just trickles into Fitzsimons in the iron goal. Banbury 0 then, Scunthorpe 2. Live commentary of the National League North here, following Scunthorpe home and away on BBC Radio Humberside, and we'll be there for you wherever it takes us. All these different grounds this season, and we're enjoying this one because Scunthorpe, particularly the first 45 minutes, were imperious. It's been a little bit more of an even second half, but still more quality coming from Scunthorpe. I think it's fair to say, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Banbury are fully entitled to have a go, and they will have a go. They've changed the shape a little bit now to a 4-2-3-1.
Will they come again halfway down the penalty area, left-hand side? They cross it into the beyond the penalty spot, but no one's there for Banbury. And it means the Iron get it away up to the halfway line to Whitehall, whose white shirt now is just almost dirty grey because he's been in the wars tonight. Danny Whitehall, their lone striker for Scunthorpe. When the ball cannons back off a Scunthorpe player into their own half, but Clunan picks it up, and Clunan again. Look how much space Clunan's got. Plays it onto the left-hand side here. Here is now Connor Smith, who just nonchalantly lets the ball run past him, and then he picks it up, goes to the edge of the penalty area, toying with the Banbury defenders. Again, he's at quarter pace now. He's not breaking a sweat here. Back into Denton, just because they've got possession here, and Banbury is standing off them, giving Scunthorpe a chance to play the ball around them. Back to Clunan in the middle, when the number 7 with the dark hair flopping in the night sky as it gets played from left to right now to the centre back into the middle, picked up by Kean Scales, and Scales lays it off onto the right hand side now, halfway inside the Banbury half, and the ball goes across the face of goal, and they nearly get onto it, but they're appealing for something in there, Scunthorpe. They couldn't get it. Harding came out and smothered the ball. Now, what has happened here?
I don't know. Referee's getting the ball. Does he give a pen? Indirect free kick.
Yeah, I think it is, and it's going to be 8 yards out if it is.
And I must say the man who instigated that from that wide right position was Cal Roberts. Dropped back onto his left foot, pinged a great diagonal ball across towards Connor Smith and Danny Whitehall in the left-hand side of the box. But it looks as though he's given indirect free kick, Carson.
Well, this
again,
is interesting.
The blessed pillars in
that. Yeah, there's 2 of them.
There's 2.
The twin pillars. That's causing havoc, because we didn't have that problem in the first half.
Yeah. There's a book in that, I think, the twin pillars of Banbury. But anyway,
we'll copyright that and get our agents onto it.
But it's an indirect free kick. This is 6-yard box, left-hand side.
Right, who's going to bury this?
So it's one of them. You either smash it at a wall of players, don't you, or you create.
It's going to be clever, isn't it? The way Scunthorpe are playing tonight, it's going to be. I think this is the way you shame that Butterfield's not on the pitch, because this is a meat and drink for him.
Well, for me, it's probably got to get rolled maybe to the penalty spot and someone smash it. That is very agricultural but very effective sometimes. We'll see.
8 yards out, just left of the 6-yard box, inside the penalty area. Who's over the ball? Lee?
Danny Whitehall.
It's a shot from Whitehall, right-footed, flashes across goal, and in the end it ends up, 2 yards wide of the right upright.
You know what, it's a great strike there from Danny Whitehall. He's smashed it there in towards the far corner, but Banbury had a wall of red shirts there, and it's flicked off one of them. And it's gone for a corner.
Well, it's come off a Banbury player, because it is a corner on that far side where there's... I don't know what trees there are. I'm not horticultural, but the trees are not blowing in the wind. There's no wind at all out there, it seems, as the cross corner comes in, headed down inside the 6-yard box, dead central, but Banbury get it away. Just couldn't get enough contact on the ball. Almost glanced off Whitehall's head.
Yeah, I think it was Big Will. I think it was Big Will Evans in there, and off of Cal Roberts' left foot corner, I think, as well. But yeah, good opportunity there to put this game to bed. But without tempting fate, we do look pretty comfortable at the moment. Well, there you go.
Certainly do.
Yellow card for the Banbury manager, I think.
Yes, he's getting a little bit excited in there. Mark Jones, who said this is one of the biggest games that he's been looking forward to this game for years. He said the opportunity to manage against Scunthorpe and Jimmy Dean.
Okay.
And as you were saying in the build-up to this, it is at the FA Cup thing, isn't it? It's almost like a cup game for opposition teams. Here at Scunthorpe in the Championship not so long ago. Sure. Big scalp.
Yeah, and listen, every away game this season's been really tough, as our travelling support have acknowledged, you know, and it's a tough league. It's a really tough league. I was fortunate enough to manage Barrow in this league a good few years ago for a few seasons, and it is extremely tough. Home and away, our home form's been really impressive, and our front foot style and the quality of players that we've got on the pitch have reaped the rewards at home, but we just need to grind out a few away from home now.
So substitution for Banbury. It's going to be Josh Barrow who's going to come on for Banbury United. So making their second substitution. And it's going to be a free kick here to Scunthorpe, just inside the Banbury half by half a yard or so, right-hand side.
What have we got left, Carson?
Well, I think there's going to be we've got about 12 minutes on the game here.
Yeah.
As from right to left, Denton takes it again to the left-hand side of the penalty area. Doesn't quite, Whitehall can't really get his head to it that time, and rolls beam to Hardin in the Banbury goal. Still Banbury 0, remember, Scunthorpe United 2. You have to go back to August 19th, Rushall Olympic, where Scunny started so well. They won 3-0 there. They won as well at Tamworth, opening game of the season, was it? 2-1, a huge result.
I don't think we ever envisaged at this stage of the season that Tamworth would be top of the league, and that's not being disrespectful to them. They got promoted out of the Southern League, so clearly carried some momentum. And we weren't great that day at Tamworth, first game of the season. It was a really difficult game, but fair play and credit to Tamworth. You know, they've had an exceptional start to the season.
As we mentioned, this is Scunthorpe's game in hand on them as well. Tamworth not in league action tonight, as Banbury have it then. Halfway inside the Scunthorpe half, dead centre. They try to get the shot away, but it's really tame from 25 yards out. And ironic cheers there from the Scunthorpe fans. 220 of them, all in this L shape in the corner of the ground, just dissecting the corner flag here nearest to in the west stand. And they've seen an entertaining performance from their side this evening, that's to say the least. Here comes Clunan, the club captain for Scunthorpe, who's been absolutely imperious in the middle of the park this evening rather.
Just organises, doesn't he? You know, does it in a quiet way really sometimes, and the people know when he raises his voice, he speaks a lot of sense, and he organises around him, and he keeps the game really, really simple, does Mikey Clunan. 1 and 2 touch.
Denton plays it into Whitehall, edge of the D, and then it gets laid off down the left wing, almost near the byline. Then it's crossed back into Whitehall, who's still in that edge of the D position, central, back to Clunan. Clunan looks up and plays Barrows, and then Barrows' first touch into number 5, Will Evans, and Evans down the flank here, back into Connor Smith. Again, this is the possession we saw in the first half, where Scunthorpe just played triangles around the opposition. Back into Clunan, just about 10 yards or so inside the Banbury half, dead central. Then he plays it off to his right-hand side and gets the ball back. He calls for it and gets it and plays it forward 10 yards or so. And here is Barrows, right-hand side. He was come on, by the way, for Regan Ogle.
Excellent passage of play, really controlled in possession there. Excellent.
With that shoulder injury, and we will check with Jimmy Dean how serious that shoulder injury is for the Australian.
Well, if Regan Ogle's gone off, I'll tell you now he's hurt, because he is a proper warrior.
He started really well in the game. He just fell awkwardly, if you just joining us, by the way, so we will check on that injury. At the moment, Banbury trying to get this away, but every time Banbury get the ball, there's a white shirt, and the white shirt just hustles and harries and forces a Banbury mistake most of the time, and this time it goes out for a throw. Banbury do have it though.
Yeah, Kean Scales, you know, he runs 12k a game. You know, his energy and his running ability and robustness is fantastic at this level. Absolutely superb. You know, another player that I think can comfortably step up the levels.
Here are Banbury though in their own half, playing into up to the halfway line, the far side. And back it goes into their own half here, halfway inside their own half, more towards the east side of the ground, where the dugouts are, and Jimmy Dean and will be looking on here, be pleased what he's seen, but still 10 minutes or so to go here. They'll be desperate as well for the winners, a clean sheet as well away from home, as the ball goes to one of those pivotal defenders who's done so well this evening, Will Evans, alongside Andrew Boyce. Back to Fitzsimon. Simon comes out of his goal and plays it to his right-hand side there, to Boyce, who just launches it into the middle of the pitch, into the Banbury half, but then Banbury come back, and now halfway inside the Scunthorpe half, left-hand side, still in front of the dugouts. He looks up, little cross in, he's offside. Denton dealt with it anyway, but it was Josh Barrow who's come on, and it was Andrew Elliott Wheeler who's just come on. who was the furthest man forward for Banbury, but he's offside.
Yeah, without tempting fate, I think Banbury have really diluted their attacking prowess with removing 2 of the front 3. I thought they were a right handful in the first half, but just ran out of legs, Banbury, I think, in this second half. We've still got to see the game out. It's still a dangerous scoreline, being 2-0 up, because the next goal really will decide what happens in the remaining minutes. But at the moment, we seem pretty comfortable.
Did mention Tamworth are not in action, but South Shields are. They are 1-0 up at home to Buxton. They are challenging with Scunthorpe at the top of the league here.
And of course another full-time team, South Shields. So yeah, they'll be up there at the end of the season, South Shields. I think they're decent.
Here are Banbury. Have they got anything left in the tank now? Have they got anything to hold on to? Just need a little bit of a hope. Maybe a goal from a set piece or a Scunthorpe mistake. But in that department, and I've covered 2 or 3 games for Scunthorpe now, I have seen mistakes. There hasn't been one mistake from a Scunthorpe player this evening in a defensive position.
No, it's been a solid performance and a disciplined performance from the back 4. Obviously Regan Ogle went off early as well, which can sometimes alter your mindset, but I think Ross Barrows has come in and done an excellent job in the right back position.
Charles in the middle, but he gives the ball away, and again it's just dealt with by Will Evans, who just says thank you very much as Charles pushes the ball 5 yards in front of him. Will Evans deals with it and just kicks it away to his right hand side, but then Banbury do pick it up now. They're just inside the Scunthorpe half again, left hand side here, right in front of us in the west stand. You can see the breath rising into this cold night air here in Oxfordshire, 30 miles north of London. Some debate whether this should be National League North.
Well, it's never been National North, has it? Let's be right. Bishop Stortford, Hereford, Gloucester, Banbury, Brackley, you know, but we are where we are, you know, and I suppose these teams will look at their travel costs and yeah, be teary-eyed really, because certainly from Banbury to Blythe Spartans, which is 10 mile north of Newcastle, is not right really, is it?
Maybe
not for part-time football clubs.
Maybe a little bit of restructuring perhaps needs to be looked at. Here's Denton in the meantime, looks up halfway inside his own half, plays it into Whitehall, and Whitehall heads it down to Connor Smith, and then Connor Smith chests it down. He darts into the box, central. Whitehall tries to get a shot away. It's on the volley, but it's wide. Just couldn't connect, couldn't wrap his foot around it in the end, and it went well wide in truth, and it'd be a goal kick to Banbury. But that could have been the 3rd goal, and that would have really been good night Vienna, Lito.
It would indeed, yeah. Great burst down this left-hand side by Connor Smith again, jinking from left foot to right foot, plays a lovely weighted ball across. I think Keane Scales with the first attempt, ricocheted back, Danny Whitehall off balance in his defence, fired it wide. But as the clock ticks down now, Carson, hopefully we can see this game out. Game management now comes into play. I'm sure Jimmy will be telling the boys to slow things down. If the ball goes out of play, don't be running after the ball, lads. Just take your time, and if someone gets a knock, no doubt, get the physio on. Just got to use your heads a little bit and see the game out. It'll be a really, really important win for us tonight if we can manage to get the 3 points, Carson.
Yeah, about 7 minutes to go. So still time for Banbury, but it doesn't look likely here. And Scunthorpe still playing some neat football here. Out to Denton, halfway inside his own half, plays it into the middle, and he's looking there for Scales. Doesn't quite find him though. Banbury clear it, but only as far as Clunan, the Scunthorpe captain, who plays it down the halfway line, and then it's booted forward by Barrows, who come on for Ogle. 10 minutes rather into the first half, and here come Barrow into the final third, just doing well, going down that left hand side. Here comes the cross, and it's dealt with by Evans. It was spinning inside the 6-yard box, and Evans just got his studs through it and got it away, but it was nothing industrial. He just got a low kick away. But only as far as Banbury now. I've got it just on the halfway line, and for the first time in the match, Scunthorpe just standing off them a little bit and let them play. As they tuck the ball, they cross the ball to the edge of the box, but there's no one there. Well, it went over the Banbury striker and out for a goal kick. That
kind of sums Banbury up a little bit, you know, the lack that creative edge that we've got. Will Evans's position there was excellent from a centre-back perspective. You know, the ball pulled back, he was in the right place at the right time, but just sitting writing off Banbury a little bit now, but confident in the fact that I don't think they've got enough to open us up. I think their threats were off set plays. Can't remember the last time they had a set play. Can't remember really the last time that they worked our back line and had a clear sight of goal with Ross Fitzsimons. They've gone to a 4-4-2, but that'll suit us because we'll have an overload in midfield to control the tempo and possession.
Fitzsimons with the goal kick, bounces once inside the Banbury half and then goes out for a throw. As we enter the final 5 minutes here, some of the...
I'm just wondering if the last train's due because...
Well, there's a bit of an exodus because some of the Banbury, the veteran fans, if you like,
the train station's just by the ground, by the way, for anyone.
Do you know, I drove around that car park 3 times trying to find a football ground about 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's not in the station car park.
Yeah.
All the best, thank you. A couple of fans waving goodbye as Banbury just trying to pick up the pieces here. Are they going to miss a goal? Are they going to rue the fact they left early here? Here is Will Evans, though, not with Evans playing like that.
Yeah, good.
Alongside Boyce and Barrows. Hasn't put a foot wrong, Ross Barrows. But Banbury have it now. Final third. Some defending for Scunthorpe to do. Edge of the box here for the home side, who've now got it on the edge of the penalty area. They're down the left-hand flank, far side of the ground.
Offside.
Another offside, yeah. The assistant's got his flag up here. You hear the ironic cheers from some of the Scunthorpe supporters who are still watching on. They've all got smiles on their faces. They haven't made too much noise tonight, I have to say, but they don't need to really. They're just enjoying watching the football, aren't they?
Yeah, the football's been a pleasure to watch, especially the first half. But yeah, the support's been magnificent tonight, and like I say, you know, every one of them deserves a lot of credit for the distances and expense incurred tonight, travelling to support the football team, and we do fully appreciate that. You know, we're so grateful for our supporters, both home and away. But tonight's been a really measured performance. It's been well managed in this second half, even when Banbury have had some possession. They haven't really created any opportunities of note. And let's just see the game out, get the 3 points, hopefully get a clean sheet and move on to Saturday.
Yep, Gloucester City, of course. Talking about National League North and distances clubs have to go. Gloucester will be making... Oh, that's a lovely little chip over the keeper, nearly.
Yeah, Danny Whitehall does what Danny Whitehall does as well. Yeah, great vision from Danny Whitehall. 40 yards out, went to dink the keeper. Unfortunately, it just went over the bar, but great awareness and technique there from Danny Whitehall. Yeah,
he's halfway inside the Banbury half as well, central position. Maybe just caught Harding off his line and went for it, but Harding did well, recovered, had to quickly backstep and just tip it over the bar. So in the final couple of minutes, and we're waiting for this throw to be taken far side. We will speak to Jimmy Dean. He'll join us here in the commentary position after the game. You'll hopefully hear that on BBC Radio Humberside Sport before we go off air.
Just
at 10 o'clock with Ollie.
Just had a nice message from one of our long-standing supporters there. Mr. Mick, you know you are Mick, and everyone knows who Mr. Mick is, so thanks for that, Mick. Yeah, we're thoroughly enjoying the game at a freezing cold Banbury.
Do you know the temperature? We're talking about these supporters not singing. I wouldn't be singing either
tonight, Mick.
It's just dropped, Mick, by 5 degrees in literally the last couple of minutes. There's almost a fog descending on the ground now.
There is. But thanks for all your support, you know, home and away, been brilliant, and all those people listening at home as well to Radio Humberside. Yeah, we really appreciate it, and I know you'll be at the game on Saturday, Mick, so come and say hello.
Great to hear from Mick. Here are Scunthorpe, just edge of their own box. They get the ball away, and it's a bit of a shove from a Banbury player, so they will get the free kick here. Just right of centre.
Just wind the clock down now. That's what you need to do, Carson. Like I said, play with your heads, stick it in the corners.
Clean sheet, isn't it, as well?
Oh, that's so important.
You win with a clean sheet. Doesn't get better than that.
Well, your defenders and your goalkeeper in particular celebrate clean sheets like a 6-0 win. You know, they'll love a clean sheet, and again, it's so important that away from home you can grind these results out and get over the line tonight with a 2-0 victory, and it'll be a happy team coach travelling back up to North Links tonight.
Could there be a third, because Scunthorpe have got a throw in a far advanced position. It is right on that right hand side, so it's halfway down the penalty area, if you like, but a chance here, perhaps a long throw.
I think they'll just keep it in the corner. If they've got any sense, just keep it in the corner. You don't have to overcomplicate things. Try and force another corner, or try and keep Banbury as far away from your goal as possible. At the moment, they're 109 yards away, so we've got them quite a long way away.
Unfortunately, they don't keep them in the corner because Whitehall puts it out for a Banbury throw-in, but then they lose possession, Banbury, and Scunthorpe come back again now. Just trying to play out the last few minutes. A famous performance after all the disappointment, of course, of the relegation last season, and then all the problems in terms of off the pitch, and things are looking hugely much brighter in that department, as we know. And Scunthorpe going up the league. They could be second this evening if the results go their way. But South Shields were winning 1-0 at Buxton. Tamworth not playing tonight. Oh, that's rare from Clunan because he gives it away. And now a chance here for Banbury. Edge of the box. He comes inside the box. He gets his shot away. Oh, that is wonderful defending by Barrows, who just throws his body at the shot. It comes off him, but it's still in the penalty area. And Banbury just trying to wriggle their way with a little bit of space here and get a shot away. But everyone apart from Danny Whitehall is now back for Scunthorpe, desperate to keep this clean sheet in the final moments, dying embers of the game. Here are Banbury again, edge of the box. He goes one way and he goes the other. Hall is in support here, right-footed, gets the cross in. Clunan gets it away just in front of the penalty spot. Into Smith now, and Kean Scales and Smith combine beautifully. And that is the final whistle. And what a five-star performance from Scunthorpe United. All that talk about not being able to win on the road, well, they've done it in style here. Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 2. Goals came in the first half. Two absolutely wonderful strikes, one from Jacob Butterfield from 25 yards, and then a free kick in the style of Beckham. Connor Smith with it, 25 yards out again, just left of the D into the top corner. And you have to say they looked a level above tonight, Scunthorpe, and they're heading up towards the top of National League North. Lee Turnbull, does it get much better than that?
That's the way to do it, isn't it? Away from home, absolutely. 2-0, comfortable, clean sheet, some outstanding individual performances, but as a team, as a collective, that was brilliant tonight. That was really, really good, and the Scunthorpe fans that have stayed to clap the boys off the pitch, it means a lot. It means so much, you know. But that was a great performance from Ross Fitzsimons in goal to the front players, midfield players. Defenders were resolute, so much control in the game, great possession, great goals in the first half, and then managed the game, which is really important. In the second half, managed the game, saw the game out, win 2-0 away from home. Brilliant performance. Delighted for Jimmy Dean and the staff, because again, we know coming away from home, whoever you're playing away from home, is really, really difficult. And everyone's up for the game. Everyone wants to take a scalp at Scunthorpe United. But you know what, tonight? We stood up, we were loud, we were proud. It was a brilliant performance, an exceptional win. And I'm so pleased for the players and the staff on the pitch there applauding the Scunthorpe United fans.
Ollie, they've done it on a Tuesday night at Banbury, and they've done it in style here. Banbury 0, Scunthorpe United 2.
Thanks, Carson. Just quickly, Lee, you said during the commentary that was up there as one of the best performances of the season. There's been some stiff competition on that front, so what was so impressive about tonight for you?
I think the fact that it's away from home on a Tuesday night, it's a long old journey against difficult opposition, and our away form, as we know, has been a little bit up and down this season, so I just think everyone at the club was conscious that, yeah, we need to step on the gas a little bit away from home, and this was a performance, a measured performance tonight, Ollie, controlled performance, 2 great goals, but we were really comfortable, even in the second half when Banbury had a go, we were really comfortable, and we looked the side more likely to nick another goal, but really, really pleasing to come away from home, dominate the game, dominate in terms of chances created, shots on target. Every stat was in our favour tonight, Ollie. So I'm really pleased for Jimmy and the staff and the players, and of course the travelling support, which was excellent tonight. So a great night for Scunthorpe United.
Lee, thank you for joining us this evening. That is Scunthorpe United's Director of Football, Lee Turnbull, alongside Carson Wishart. They were watching Scunthorpe United win at the Spencer Stadium by 2-0 over Banbury United. They move back up I say that, I think South Shields have won tonight, so they remain in third in the National League North table, but they are 1 point off Tamworth at the top, who weren't in action tonight. We'll go through all the scores in a moment, but we heard Lee Turnbull say there, 2 great goals. You're listening to the Football Forum on BBC Radio Humberside with me, Ollie Turner. Give me a ring, 08000 665959. We're on air until 10 o'clock tonight, but let's relive both of those goals, which saw Scunthorpe United win by 2-0 at Banbury United this evening.
Back it comes. Scunthorpe intercept the clearance, and now they have it with Butterfield, who has a shot from 25 yards, and it's in. 1-0 to Scunthorpe, and it comes from Jacob Butterfield, and what an incredibly superb strike, 25 yards out, goes into the top corner. Jack Harding had no chance in the Banbury goal, and that is just the start they wanted with less than 7 minutes on the clock. It's Banbury 0, Scunthorpe 1. Here we go. I reckon a cheeky one from Butterfield. Left-footed. No, it is Connor Smith. Right-footed. Oh!
There you go. Bingo.
That is perfection. It was Connor Smith, lofted it over the wall, past Harding with his outstretched arms and into the top corner. I've just watched a documentary about David Beckham. Will Beckham eat your heart out, because that was absolutely world class from Connor Smith, and that is the second goal that you talked about, Lee, that Scunthorpe needed, and they've got it. It's now Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 2.
A thought from Paul Sutton on social media at Humberside Sport on X. Paul says, that's a good win tonight. It's about time we won again away from home. Now need to win the next 2 games and kick on up the iron. Scunthorpe United's first away win in 7 matches in all competitions, going back to August. Before we go to the fans panel, let's take a look at tonight's other scores in this evening's football. We'll start in the Champions League. In Group E, it's currently Atletico Madrid 6, Celtic 0, and Lazio lead by 1-0 at home to Feyenoord. In Group F, it finished Borussia Dortmund 2, Newcastle United 0, AC Milan 2, Paris Saint-Germain 1 is the latest score. In Group G, Red Star Belgrade 1, RB Leipzig 2, and Manchester City 3, Young Boys 0. Finally, in Group H, one full-time score, Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Barcelona 0, and FC Porto lead by 1-0 at home to Royal Antwerp. In the Championship, one latest score, it's Rotherham United 1, Ipswich Town 2. Down to League 1, 2 full-time scores, Shrewsbury Town 0, Bolton Wanderers 2, Wigan Athletic 2, Peterborough United 1, and one latest score, it's Reading 1, Bristol Rovers 1. In League 2, it finished Colchester United 3, Swindon Town 1, easy for me to say. And then finally, going down to the National League North, as you've just heard, it's finished Banbury United 0, Scunthorpe United 2, Bishop Stortford 0, Alfreton Town 4, Blythe Spartans 3, Southport 3, Farsley Celtic 2, Boston United 0, Hereford 1, Brackley Town 0, Peterborough Sports 2, Darlington 0, Rushall Olympic 1, Kings Lynn Town 2, Scarborough Athletic 1, Chorley 1, South Shields 1, Buxton 0, and Spennymoor Town 1, Curzon Ashton 2. Those scores mean that Scunthorpe United stay in third, but due to Tamworth not being in action tonight, the Iron just 1 point off the league leaders. Time then on the Football Forum to go to the lines, and one of our fans panel guests, Joe, joins us on BBC Radio Humberside. We're live until 10 o'clock tonight. Give us a ring, 08000 665959. Joe, I bet you're happy you made the long trip down this evening.
Yeah, it's a positive performance after the last few away games. I think Banbury are the first side that have kind of sat back and let us play, and they've paid the penalty really tonight. After we scored the early goal, they were never coming back into it, to be honest. It could have been 6, 7, 8. Whitehall could have probably had 6 or 7 on his own. I think he'll be the only one who's angry tonight.
Talk to me about those 2 goals. Where do they rank in terms of some of the stunners that have already been scored this season by Scunthorpe United?
I think both goals were class finishes. Butterfield got a bit of space on the edge of the box and he slots it away like he has done. The free kicks, I think it's probably the best free kick of the 5, is it, that was scored now?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
He's put it into the top corner, because I think their keeper tonight, to be fair to him, was their best player on the pitch by a long way, so to beat him from there, he did well. And And then second half, really, we've just seen the game out. We didn't really do much second half, but we didn't need to.
How impressed have you been by Connor Smith? Because ever since he started that game against Spennymoor Town, he's just gone from strength to strength, hasn't he, for want of a better term, because it's been remarkable, his form since that first start for the club.
Yeah, from coming in, really. I think the fact that he scored a couple of early goals straight away, I think it's going to give him a boost. But he's looked a class above, really, probably anything we've had in that kind of position, the attacking midfield position, for a while. And I think we'll do well to keep on to him past January if he's going to go back. He might have a chance of getting in the Hearts team, to be fair.
Yeah, we'll find out. As we were talking about earlier with Director of Football Lee Turnbull, his loan is up for review by Hearts in January, and I think Lee was saying, well, if he continues this kind of form, Hearts may well want him back come the turn of the year. We finally got to see Callum Roberts in league action for Scunthorpe United, made his league debut for the club tonight. How did he look?
He looked okay. I think he didn't really have much chance to do anything. By the time he came on, we was kind of in the last 25 minutes just seeing the game out. So to be fair, we didn't get to see much of him. I think it's positive that he's been able to get some minutes in a game where we've been under little pressure. And then hopefully he can come on strength to strength, and say if Smith's going to go back, and the injuries we've got up top at the minute as well, we're probably going to need him to start playing a bit.
You talk about the injuries up top. We saw earlier today that Richie Bennett's gone out on loan to Southport. Danny Elliott's still struggling with that issue. I think he picked up a few weeks ago the defeat at Chester, I think I'm right in saying. Are you slightly concerned that leaves you a bit light up top?
If the midfield carry on scoring like they are, it's not going to be as much of a trouble. But I think tonight, genuinely, Whitehall could have scored 6 goals on his own, and it wasn't like 6 difficult chances. I think he'll be very frustrated that he didn't score 2 or 3. And he's a guy that I think, based on seeing him, he can put a bit too much pressure on himself. And if he's the only man there and not scoring, that could be a negative. But if the midfielders keep scoring like they are, then it will be okay.
I suppose the only area of concern coming out of tonight is that injury to Regan Ogle, which forced him off during the first half. How did it look?
I think he's broke his collarbone.
Really?
I thought at first he'd maybe dislocated his shoulder, but they didn't pop it back in. And as he's gone off, he's clutching it. Some of the lads were tapping him. I think that's what I'd guess from being non-medical, but looked like he's potentially broken his collarbone. Yeah.
Blimey. I suppose the only solace in terms of the squad is that you've brought Ross Barrows on, and you've still got Maxime Coogan to come back from injury, so at least there's strength in depth in that area of the pitch.
Yeah, and there's Kelly as well. I'm one of very few, but I personally would have always started Kelly ahead of Ogle anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I think he's a better player. I think he's a better football player all round.
Even though Kelly's a left back.
Yeah, I think he's a better defender. I think he's a better footballer in general. But obviously Ogle's had the praise for what happened last season. But I think my view of it is that he's got a lot more hype than potentially is warranted, just due to the fact that nobody else was bothered last season. He was the only one who was bothered. But if he's going to be injured, and Barrows hasn't played many games, it is a concern to lose a full-back when we've only really got 3.
We'll see what happens. Joe, safe trip back from Oxfordshire. That is Joe, one of our fans panel guests here on the Football Forum. You can take part as well. Any Saturday or midweek game, 08000 665959. Let's go to the phones again. And another Scunthorpe United supporter who was there tonight is Max Bell. Max, how are you?
All the better for the win, Ollie. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. What was so pleasing about tonight's performance?
I think in particular the clean sheet. You know, we've had quite a few away games recently where, you know, we're maybe trying to see out to get a point, or we've got ourselves in front. You know, I think of Alfred, and you know, I think of Chorley, where it's not totally sure that we're going to see the game out. But confidence boosting win, confidence boosting clean sheet, and yeah, certainly the goal from Smith as well, just on half time, made us all breathe a little bit easier in the second half, I think.
You're not going to get games like that away from home every week. I think the Banbury commentators described Scunthorpe's performance as poetry in motion on the live stream from a video I saw. But what do you need to replicate from tonight when you go to other grounds where they're going to be a lot more up for it and they're not going to give you time and space to play?
Yeah, I think you're right. I did think Banbury improved in the second half. They pressed us a little bit higher. But in the first half, we made sure we took advantage of that. And, you know, there were certainly moments in other games where we haven't converted the chances we've created. And you can't always guarantee dominance for 90 minutes. You know, I think of when we go away to Kings Lynn on Tuesday. I want to see the same with the ball. Let's get their midfield 4 or their midfield 5, and let's drag them out of position. Let's get the ball wide. Let's have runners into channels. I was encouraged by the appearance of Roberts when he came off the bench as well, because in those tight games where you aren't always able to create a lot, sometimes it's that one moment of magic that you need to capitalise on.
Just quickly, Max, final word as we've got a minute left. Whose goal was better, Jacob Butterfield's or Connor Smith's?
Oh, I do love a free kick. I'll go for Smith.
Lovely. Max, thank you for that. Safe trip back from Oxfordshire as well. That is Max Bell, one of our fans panel guests. If you want to be involved, drop us an email, humberside.sport@bbc.co.uk. Thank you for listening tonight. Scunthorpe United 2-0 winners away at Banbury United in the National League North. They are now 1 point off top spot. Our post-match interview with Scunthorpe United boss Jimmy Dean will be available on social media after the game, and you'll be able to find that at Humberside Sport on social media. Sports Talk back tomorrow with James Hogarth from 6 until 7. You can give us a call, get involved, 08000 66 5959. Drop us a text as well, 81333. Start your message with the letters RH. Actually, we're going to back out of that now, and we're going to cross back to the Spencer Stadium.
At 10 with the BBC News, I'm Mark Summers. MPs have...
Thank you very much, Ollie. Joined by Jimmy Dean. Jimmy, what a performance. 2 goals, 2 brilliant goals, clean sheet. Does it get much better than that?
No, not away from home, I don't think it does. I thought the first half was sensational. You know, we're challenging the boys to up it away from home a little bit. I don't think enough said what they've been through as well, the injuries. And I know there was a drop-off, but we had 8-9 injuries. We had, you know, it's well documented, players not getting paid, not knowing what they're doing, and they've been through a lot. So I think they need a bit of grace before we was judged away from home. I think we've won 3, we've drawn 3 and lost 2. That ain't a bad record, obviously. It's been a while since we won away from home, but I think that was a proper performance. Some great football, hard work done in the first half, managed the game well the second half. No, that's where you want to be on point, really.
The players looked above the level at times. The likes of Butterfield, Connor Smith, Scales. I could name, you know, Clunan. I could name more and more. And Cal Roberts comes on. It was almost a perfect evening in a way.
Yeah, apart from Regan.
Regan Ogle. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a bad injury. Bless him. I think fractured collarbone. So.
Oh dear.
Can't say for certain he's in hospital, but yeah, it'd be a lengthy layoff if that's the case, I think. But bar that, yeah, Ross Barrow's come on. I thought he looked like he's played every game this season. You know, superb. But you know, going back to it, I had a chat with Jakey before the game, and yeah, I just asked him really. I know this isn't what he's been used to doing in his career, but he's so integral to what we do and how we play when we want to do it right with the ball that we need him on it. And if he's on it, we can be that good, because he's a special player and a special talent.
Carl Roberts, just his league debut, what do you make of that, how he did? Because he's been through the wars, hasn't he? He had that hamstring injury and an ankle injury. Is he fully fit now?
Injury-wise, he's
clear.
Yeah, he's clear.
But a match fitness.
Look, the boy ain't played for 18 months probably. He's had a couple of friendlies when he was holding back, really. He was holding back because he was still feeling his hamstring. Like, all that's gone now. We've just got to keep building him in. We need to know where he was. We know now. He felt that 25, 30 minutes, or 25 was it? He felt that tonight. But it's just a huge positive having him back involved. You know, he's another one who's a special player. If we can get him fit and keep him on the pitch, he's going to help us through this winter.
So much talk, and a lot of it in the media, shall I say, that some great performances at home, 12 goals, back-to-back games, not quite far away from away from home. Was that frustrating for you as a manager? Because, as you say, it was 3 draws in that.
Yeah, it was, but like I say, when you're losing players like Alfie Beast and Michael Kuhn and Carl Roberts, and there's another 4, 5, 6 bolted to that, and off the pitch they're going through what they're going through. Obviously at home you got that support, it gives you a lift. I think even when we played Buxton, there was a big tail off because of the mental position in the second half. As soon as they scored, that feels like it's gone now, and we've got big players back. And I just think the first half they showed a real appetite for the football club and a real appetite for the away win.
I'm backed by 220 Scunny fans as well in the corner here.
Unbelievable. You know, I know there was massively outnumbered tonight, which is a rarity for them in this division, but I still think they was the noisiest. We could hear them from the other side of the pitch, and they couldn't be no further away from us. So congrats to them.
A couple of things off the pitch developed during the afternoon, actually, as I was travelling down. Richie Bennett off to Southport on a 3-month loan. What was the thinking behind that one?
Balancing the books, really. Richie's a great player, but you know, it's no secret. We need to balance a little bit. So it's inevitable. Some players have got to go out. What we want to be doing really is losing the boys who need games. So it suits Richie. Same with Tom Pugh. He needs games. Gets us some money back. Win-win for everyone, I think.
And some fans will say, well, hang on, does that leave us short in the forward department? Danny Elliott not involved today. But then others will say, well, hang on, we've got midfielders like that, Connor Smith and Jacob Butterfield scoring goals. Yeah, we haven't got to worry too much.
It's a different profile, but Cam Wilson last season, just before I come in under Michael Nelson, he was superb down the middle, you know, superb. So I'd have no issue dropping him in there. We'll probably have to change up a little bit. And Danny Elliott's no long-termer. You're talking 2-3 days. So it is what it is. You know, we've got great players at the club. We have to trust them.
Do you think Daly will be back for Saturday against Gloucester?
He could be. He could be. But if not, I'd envision he'd certainly be back for the Tuesday.
Quick one on Tom Pugh to Hereford on a month's loan. Was that a similar situation, or was that different?
Games. The boy needs games. I mean, probably if we weren't in a situation where he needs to pull a few quid back in, you'd still be looking to get Tom out because Tom wants games. Tom's come to me and asked for games, so again, it's a win-win.
1 point off the leaders, Tamworth, and you've got a game in hand on South Shields as well. You're in a good position now, going into the Gloucester game. Yeah,
we're starting to cook, haven't we? We're starting to cook. You know, we've gone through all that off the pitch, and I've had my surgery. I've had 4 games back in the dugout now, 3 wins, 1 draw. I think 12 goals at home, 3 goals away and 1 conceded, 10 points from 12. We're going in, and we're going to run of games that, you know, we want to be taking a lot of points from. So, like I say, judges at Christmas, see where we're at Christmas, and we'll go from there.
You must be proud of the performance tonight from your players. Thank you very much for joining us here live on BBC Radio Humberside. There's the Scunthorpe manager there, Jimmy Dean, with his thoughts after that 2-0 win over Banbury United.
Thank you, Carson. And if you want to listen back to that interview with the Scunthorpe United boss, Jimmy Dean, then you'll be able to find it on our feed on X, formerly known as Twitter, very shortly at Humberside Sport. Scunthorpe United's first away win on a Tuesday night in front of fans in the league since November 2017 sees them move to within 1 point of Tamworth at the top of the National League North. You can continue to have your say on this one on Sports Talk tomorrow night with James Hogarth from 6 until 7. Give us a ring then, 08000 66 5959. But right now we're joining Late Night Becky, who's going to be in conversation with Sir Cliff Richard.